So I got to say, boys, Boatche was fucking dope. Can't say enough.
Craziest day of the summer by far.
By far.
Yeah.
So thank you, Casey. Thank you, Alex. Twinsick for coming here first and foremost, but performing probably best day of the summer. Hard to say.
Yeah.
I said it on the mic many times on the stage. I'll say it again now. It's best day of the summer.
Best day of the fucking summer. Bad day to be a cloud.
Bad day to be a cloud. We're stoked to be here and hash it out. I mean, that day was a whirlwind. I was telling Casey just a moment ago, my adrenaline all day yesterday. I couldn't put it at bay because the entire, from setting up around like 10 o'clock through your guys' set, finishing at 6, and then taking it back to Freight House. I mean, it was just constant motion, one speed.
Well, yeah, and it's just so interesting too to think about, like, you know, the show time was 4 p.m. on the boat, but like the preparation that we had going all the way back to probably January or February, I think.
Yeah, when you guys first brought it up to us.
Sent you a nice email or something.
I think it was March.
Because we heard about it before. Like we wanted to do it.
Yeah.
For
Sick.
For a
Hey,
while.
speaking of the mic, Alex.
There we go.
There you go. Good man. So, dude, I want to hear from like your guys' perspective. So, one of my favorite parts, I just want to talk Boatche memories right now because rehashing. I always just like rehashing parties. Like the day after, it's kind of like one of my favorite things to do. So each level of that boat is just a different vibe entirely. And like as I'm running up and down the stairs, like checking to make sure everything's good, it was like bios going nuts on the top floor. You get down one level, people are ordering drinks, having a good time. Get down another level, we got an absolute dining hall going on. Just people,
a full-on buffet.
Dude, that
Full-on
food was
buffet.
good.
Very
I
good.
actually really liked it.
Yeah.
Food's amazing.
Yeah.
The meatballs.
The chicken.
I had
The chicken?
I had-
Chicken.
Yeah, that's all we eat chicken all the time. So
Yeah.
that passed hard.
It was like you're in a scene from like Harry Potter. You know, you like walk in and you got the freaking Gryffindor and fucking Hufflepuff. Like everyone had their quadrants of pockets of people, and it's just the depth of the hallway, and a full buffet. I mean, that floor was insane. It was nice to be out of the heat for a little bit too with the AC.
Yeah.
And we have like our little, you know, the protected area on first floor is by the piano. And I
Yeah.
come down here, it's probably 3:25, 3:30. Before, like, you know, we just all put our stuff down. I come back down there and you guys are just partying.
Oh yeah.
40 freaking people going nuts. We got someone playing the piano.
Yeah.
Like I was like, all right,
that
these
was the pregame for sure.
that was so sick. I was very impressed.
Yeah.
Yeah, was that Jamie playing the piano?
Yeah, who was playing the piano? Do you know?
I don't know. There was a couple people, and then someone just came up and just started killing it. We were like, "Let's go!"
Everyone was telling me they're like, get on the piano. I don't know how to play the piano.
You know who does is Rundy
Yeah.
Did he go on it?
I think Rundy was on there for a bit.
for a bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Peter Paul.
He's so musically talented.
He's good.
He's crazy.
Everyone thought he was Twinsick when he went
Really?
up first. They were
That's
like,
funny.
"Oh, is that Twinsick?" I was like, "No,
Dude,
that was DJ Rundy."
he was killing it
Yeah,
too.
he was fire.
I
Set
was
the
very
mood for
impressed.
sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, just from that moment, I mean, Andrew and I just turned in. We went from like party and event managers to just like patrons. Like once I saw you guys were dialed in, ready to rumble, intro music was about to start. I was like, all right, Andrew, let's go double up on some man paws and get into the crowd
There
because
you
this
go.
shit's about to be insane.
It was so good. Let's give some of our listeners some context. So people that are just jumping in, maybe that weren't at Boatche. So we have Casey and Alex here today. Twinsick. You guys started in 2019. Give a quick background on who you are. Casey, if you want to start. Maybe start like student at the U of M, XYZ.
Yeah. So I started making like mashups in high school, just like on my own. I didn't really tell anyone about it or anything, and I just like post them on. It was Vine at the time, so that was like right when Vine was popping off, like all these like edits and stuff, where like people use like these EDM mashups and shit for like background for Vine. So my mashups would like pop off on there, and then it would translate to YouTube. So I'd made a YouTube page at the time, and it was literally just I was named Casey Audio. It was like the stupidest name ever, but I just posted
To the point.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, we still give him shit for that.
Yeah, people come all the time.
It's an ongoing joke.
Yeah. But I'd post them on YouTube, and then the listeners would carry over, and I like got like pretty decent views. I mean, it was like probably a bunch of little 12-year-olds, but I mean, who cares? It's still views. But,
Big time Casey Audio,
Yeah.
dedicated fans.
yeah, little like lacrosse players and shit. Like saw them on Instagram. I was like, God damn it, I do not want to do this. But I was doing that for like a couple years. I did that. I probably was like 16 when I started that. And then it transitioned. I tried to make my own beats and stuff, which is like always, I mean, any artist knows this, but like when you start your beats, you think they sound so sick, and then you like show them to your friends and they're like, what is this? But I just like messed around with making like my own remixes and original music for a while, still in high school. And then I was still under like Casey Audio, but then we met when I was opening up for Two Friends, I think, or
Yeah, I think it was
I
Two
think it was
Friends.
at the Loft Skyway.
Yeah, it was at Skyway.
He was there filming for him,
No shit.
and I was opening, and like we were just like talking. We're like, oh, like I make music.
Yeah, it was like right after the show. I was like, dude, you killed it. Like I was like just talking to him because I was like up front and side stage, and we just started talking. I was like, dude, let's go shoot some photos sometime. So
Yeah, because I had no like content for my page. I literally just posted like shitty graphics for my shitty mashups, and then he actually like knew what he was doing with all that stuff. So I was like, okay, I need to hang out with this kid for sure.
Right.
But yeah, we just started like we hung out when I don't even know when that
I
was.
mean, so it was. We probably met summer of 18, and then yeah, we hung out a few times through the fall, and then like in the winter, like I was starting to get into DJ stuff around that same time.
Okay.
And then we kept hanging out, and we're like, pretty much we're just like, why not? Like, what are we doing here? And like, let's start something. So
That's sick.
Yeah.
You were like Two Friends, this concept. I think this has some legs.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And we both like obviously the same kind of music, and going like from that, Casey was going into school in the fall, and he didn't know where he wanted to take his project. So we were just like, let's do something. So
Yeah.
And that was end of summer of 2018. So basically getting into 2019, you guys were officially Twinsick.
Yeah.
So it was probably 1 year later when we actually started it.
Yeah.
That's
it took
so
a while
sick.
for like prep and like planning and stuff like that, but we got to figure it out.
Eventually it
Mhm.
came together. What was like
Yeah.
your first official show if you had one?
So we did one 7 Rooftop here in Minneapolis.
Yeah.
Yep.
7 Sushi.
Yeah, we did it
Mhm.
there, and it was actually like it was just me DJing and Casey DJing, and like he opened up for me, and then I played, and then we did a set together. So it was actually like not even a Twinsick show. And then
Wow.
I think after that we were like, okay, like
There's like no point of doing these back to
Yeah.
backs. Let's just do it together
Right.
because like we had way more fun playing together.
Right. So logistically, I'm just curious on how the balance and flow of like how you guys run a show together.
Yeah.
Because I've seen duo DJs like before. Like Two Friends would be probably the most popular, or I'm sure there's others.
Chainsmokers.
Chainsmokers.
Oh, obviously Chainsmokers. Okay.
Chainsmokers, Loud Luxury, Two Friends. So
Lewis the Child too. Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, Lewis the Child. Yeah.
Mhm.
So yeah, very
It's
popular.
pretty popular. Yeah.
Yes. So how does that interface between the two of you? Like, how are you? I mean, obviously you're making the music together before you get to the stage, but how are you guys mixing live on stage?
Yeah, so I mean, I would say so. Like on my computer personally, I handle like all like the live sets and everything. We're organizing it all on my computer, and then I would say like we organize like the first 10 minutes, 15 minutes of what we're gonna play, and then from there it's like full on freestyle. We just kind of go with the
Yeah.
vibe we want. I think it's more fun that way too, because it's like surprising each other, like surprising the crowd. Like you're like,
Dude.
oh, this song's a banger. Let's play this right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Really?
And
I
we
think-
we both know our like the library of music we have.
when
and
it's in order, it's like, okay, this it kind of gets boring after a while as a DJ's perspective. Like
Mhm.
that's how I think of it. So we basically like we go back and forth. Like we'll just like talk to like, yep, play this one. No, don't play that. Like just wait a little bit, or kind of talk back and forth while we're DJing, and then we each kind of just handle our own transition, and then we'll just switch off one by one. So
And go back and forth.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
Yeah,
actually
that's
so
insane.
sick.
And, like-
isn't it like, I mean, the juice has got to be flowing when you're
Oh, yeah.
game planning and you're like, all right, we're going to pivot here and then we're going to wait 2 songs and we're going to come back this direction.
Exactly.
And then for it to be executed and see the
Yeah.
crowd go absolutely
Like changing the
bananas.
vibes and stuff. And then there's a
Yeah.
couple times like I'll be like, Casey, like grab this. Like we need to like echo out here. Like just kind of like that.
It's super quick.
We'll need 2 hands on deck, or like 2 people on deck for some of the transitions, but
Yeah.
from there it's usually just one by one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you got your brother Tyler running the CO2 cannon on
He's
every
just
drop,
freaking-
timing up your visuals with you.
Yep.
Like, dude, I was so impressed. Well, from just from your perspective, what was like your most thoughtful transition or thoughtful drop that you guys threw into your set? I have one, but I won't say it yet. I won't hear you.
I would say our long Jenny
Yeah.
edit. we made like this pre-made one, but the music cut out probably like the whole power probably cut out like 3 times during that whole
I was like, I told everyone that it was on purpose. I said that was part of the set.
Yeah, like
And it kind of worked, dude.
It
Like how
kinda-
you guys mixed it back in every time, like was sick.
Yeah, that's another thing we like have to literally think off the top of our head. We're like, how are we gonna get back into it? That's like the hardest thing is if like technical difficulties or like you accidentally fuck up or whatever. Getting the crowd back into it is like one of the hardest things to do. So I mean, we just have to think off the top of our
we were
heads for
lucky
that.
the mic didn't turn off for some.
Yeah.
I thought everything was off. I was like, but
Somehow the mic was still on, so I was able to like say people
Keep it-
started singing it too. Like
Yep.
people kept singing.
yeah,
It was
cool.
on it like it felt like it was on purpose because or even if there was like some people were like, wait, what's going on? You recovered so fast and nothing switched. I remember talking to people, then they were saying like, dude, they got these guys are insane. They just had like a major flaw and nothing's like not even a hiccup happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was
First
awesome.
time I gave you guys a chant just to keep the energy up. But that was impressive how you like
Yeah.
back right into where you started.
That's right. Yeah.
Let's try this again.
Yeah, we're lucky like no breakers went or anything because that would have been more of a problem. I
If the
think
breakers go,
it was more like the power strip or something cut out or got unplugged. I don't know.
Yeah, because probably the people were jumping on it or something.
Oh, yeah.
I
There's
imagine
so many
that's-
people behind the scenes.
Dude, that's like my biggest pet peeve ever. Like it's like fun, like bring your homies up there and stuff, but like sometimes it's like we need our space, and then
Yeah,
people
don't
like,
cloud our stage.
touch our stuff. I just
Yeah, I did knock your headphones off one time getting a shot with Ben, and I felt bad.
well, no, but if you're doing that, then you're completely fine.
Yeah. I
if you're
felt-
getting that dope shot like that, you're all good.
Right. No, it was all for content. I mean, it was all we were all in agreement. But like one of my favorites was like Andrew and I are big Beastie Boys guys. We watched this documentary on the Beastie Boys it's like on Apple whatever.
Apple Music or Apple TV.
Apple TV.
Yeah.
It's a sweet documentary on the Beastie Boys and how they came up or whatever. And so we get fired up on them. And I was just like in my RV listening to something. The Beastie Boys came on, Fight for Your Right, and it was like I was still in that anticipation stage, like 2 weeks out. And I'm just a little stoned listening. I'm like, dude, at every other song would come on, I'd just be like, God, this would be sick at Boatche. And I texted you right away, Alex. I'm like, hey, dude, anyway, we could throw some Beastie Boys in the mix. Like, because the last thing I want to do, honestly, is like try and direct where you guys want to take your set. Like, last thing, I'm not trying to put my hands on your guys' creation, Yeah. But I was like, it wouldn't hurt if we had Fight for Your Right to Party in the set. And when you guys played that shit, we lost it, dude.
Yeah. I played it like right away. I think
Right.
I was like, Casey, let's throw this on right now. Like Declan said it, so let's throw it on right now.
I think we shouted you out too.
Yes.
I think we said. I
So
don't
where's
remember what I
Declan
said.
right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, where's Decky West Coast?
And then I like went up on the stage and I like looked down. I was like trying to find you, and I just saw you just headbanging into the crowd. The
The
whole
mullet
time.
just sweating.
Dude, the mullet was immaculate that day. Unbelievable. Those photos, it's just like sweaty, curly hair in the back.
Oh my god, those photos, crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah.
We have
Crazy.
so many photos.
Too many.
Yeah.
Too many.
We had 4 different people shooting photos. I had each one focus on a different thing.
Yeah.
We're compiling the Google Drive link for like the massive.
Yeah.
So we just have them all in one spot.
There's all the film photos too that are going to be coming from
Next
Scott,
week
so
from
yeah.
Scott.
Yeah.
Those
Oh
are sick.
my God. Did you guys see as you were partying at the pregame near the piano, did you see the guy who was like cradled sideways on
God,
the
yeah.
couch holding like that
The
centerpiece
Yeah.
statue. I was like,
with the speed shades
too
on?
hard at the pregame.
Some
so
of those
bad.
people were
Yeah,
dented up.
The
dude.
energy at the pregame was night and day from last year. I mean, we hosted this last year, same boat, some COVID restrictions. It was the middle of summer, so it was like kind of like right before the second wave and
Yeah.
all of Stillwater was all about it. We called them every week saying, hey, I know there's things happening with stuff. What is the regulations? And like, we're good to go. So we held it at Freight House, the pregame, and there was tables and groups of 8 had to sit down everywhere, and it was kind of like restrictive. This year, all the tables were gone. Everyone showed up to Freight House in this. There's also similar to like the dining room, but without tables. And it was just a madhouse. And the energy right off the bat, I was like, this day is going to go seamlessly.
Yeah.
Because the people came to party.
Oh yeah.
There was no hesitation. There was no like, what's going on? What is Boatche? What's the vibe here? No, it was explosive. The outfits were insane.
Crazy.
And
Crazy.
all I had to do was shepherd everyone out of Freight House and get them on the boat. And
Just the whole squad just just moving all the way to the boat. It was sick
Yeah,
as
I
fuck
was
to
I was
see.
walking over to the freight house to like go grab some food before we got on the boat, and I was just watching people walk to the boat like with their outfits on. I saw like 4 guys wearing like the banana banana fits, and
That
I was like,
fire.
There's a really cool story behind that. I'm glad you brought that up. So those 4 guys are from Austin, Texas,
No way.
and they booked a random flight into Stillwater just to hang out for the weekend before, like the Friday before, like the day or two before Boatchella. They were just looking at what was going on in the area and found Boatchella.
really?
They
Damn.
went onto the Eventbrite, saw there were 3 tickets, snagged them, sent us another email. Hey, we have a 4th. Can we get like 1 more ticket? I was like, refunds are coming in and
Yeah.
out. Like,
Yeah.
I'll just like email you guys right away when the next ticket opened up. Sent them an email. They booked their 4th ticket, and then
Let's
they
go.
bought the banana suit that like right before they got on the boat, and then that was
Dude,
that was them.
Those guys were getting after it. That's a perfect weekend right there.
Right?
Perfect weekend. Some
Right?
boys from Austin, Texas.
Yeah,
I'm gonna rip it.
They
I-
were so funny.
I thought this would have been like their 3rd year at Boatchella or something. Like they were
Like,
just
they were veterans. as well.
yeah, for
They
sure.
were, now they will be now. They'll be booking flights
Yeah.
every year.
Now the
After
Straight
that
Canada Girls, veterans. They're the original ass throwers of Boatchella.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they throw a lot of ass. I fell on an ass thrower actually
Did you?
when the second time I got up on the stage and I was conducting the crowd, and just, I mean, I was just leaning too far over and obviously lost my balance because I'm not that athletic, and just fell on a girl, and she started crying immediately. It's the same girl who wrote our blog post for like what to wear.
Yep.
Or like gave us all the resources. I was just like,
Shit.
I feel terrible. This is not good.
I thought you were trying to stage dive again.
No, dude.
Oh, you actually
no.
fell.
Yeah. By the way, the crowd surf. We got to say thanks, dude. That was insane.
That was
I mean,
sick.
we didn't even plan that either. We're just like, get them up there, just do it.
Well, we were talking before. You were like, all right, hey, just to like let you know, like, hang by the stage, you know, because we'll bring you up and like do a tribute to you guys at some point. And I was like, mid-set, sounds good. Whatever, we'll make it work.
Yeah.
And somehow we phased in or whatever, and
You grabbed me and you're just like, hey, come back to the back of the stage. I was like, all right.
yeah, I don't remember how it all worked, but I think it was right after the Decky West Coast shout out or whatever it was. But there was like a perfect break, and I was like, I guess we could go on the stage. That makes sense. And then all the guys were like, you crowd surf, dude. You gotta
Yeah.
fucking do it.
I'm ready
Yeah.
to see that footage too. That
Yes.
footage is gonna be crazy.
B-Bro watch just as Andrew and I are falling, because
Yeah.
I wanted it to look like that, because like we packed that top floor.
Oh yeah.
Don't get me wrong, but the last thing you want to do is full on make it tough for someone to catch you if you jump into the crowd.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm going to just lay down very slowly and have these people catch me, make it as easy as possible.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Spread the weight out.
Yeah, you were
It
standing
was
up
beautiful.
there. Deck's standing up there. He's going, I'm going this way. You go this way. And it's just the slow fall.
And we can't see anything behind like the first like 2 rows. So like
Right.
once I saw
Yes.
you go over, I was like, oh boy, they better like catch them. Like, I only saw the first row and I was like, Jesus, going into a huge wave.
It's real. The gradient effect of that crowd was so sick. Like you had probably, I don't know how many people were packed in that first like 5 feet, but you had a lot there.
Yeah.
And then you had people, there's a little bit more of an open space, like kind of by the bar, and
Yeah.
then probably like 10 feet from that.
Yeah.
for sure.
But you had people just like, that was an open just dance area.
Yeah.
People were just like dancing in that open area.
Free
And you
reign.
had people
I think it was
mobbing in the
perfect.
pit.
Yeah. Yeah. I saw you had a mosh pit for a second there.
Yes, we did have a mosh pit at one point. There was another kid named Declan that was also in the mosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bananas. Who would have thought?
crazy.
Another Declan.
Declan meet Declan.
Yeah.
There's always room for more Declans.
Oh, I mean, I wasn't fully expecting what actually happened. I couldn't really process it because last year was so different from the amount of people. We didn't have that stage that you guys were able to help us with.
Stage made such a difference, dude.
Such a difference.
It felt like a festival. I've been to Lollapalooza 4 times over and had the time of my life. Having the ability to take like that and make it a microcosm on top of that boat was the coolest thing, because that's
Crazy.
exactly what it was.
Mm-hmm.
It was a mini Lollapalooza up there with the
Literally.
stage and everything, the CO2 cannons, and the amount of people just throwing their hands up constantly. It was insane. The Mr. Brightside drop, that's just like that
That's our
feeds our
go-to.
yeah,
Yeah,
that feeds
we-
our crowd.
Whenever we're like stuck in a set and people are like dying out, we literally go to that song every single time. Every single time.
that was one of our like first edits or something we had like in our playlist, and I was like, we're probably gonna play this forever.
It
Like
literally doesn't miss.
It's timeless.
It doesn't miss
miss.
at all. The drop is sick. Everyone knows all the words. Like it's perfect.
Oh, it was so good.
Oh, I
Yeah.
had a question about that. Do you have that set recorded?
So
Yes and no. So it's not like the actual recording from the day.
Well, because I know you have the USB and you guys are you have maybe 15 minutes
Yeah.
planned out or whatever, and then you guys mix the rest. But did you like record the set?
we didn't,
No.
unfortunately.
Sick. All right.
We did not.
Just
but
curious.
it
Because
is-
like
I mean,
exclusive.
It's
Right,
we
exclusive.
could still do it, but I mean, it's just like I don't know the order we played it in and all that. But
no, it's not worth recycling now.
no. But
Yeah.
I just know like EDM artists record their sets
Yeah.
yeah,
live wherever, and usually they're insane.
Mhm.
Which
Yeah.
I'm saying, listening back would be fucking
It'd
kind of
be
fun.
sick as
it would have been cool because we had the GoPro set up, but I think that might have gotten like
Did that
turned
get
or-
knocked off at some
I didn't get
point?
knocked off, but I think it got like bent over. Like some people were like headbanging on the stage,
Yeah.
so it's
on
like
the fucking GoPro.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see.
Mayhem. It was
May have
mayhem.
been it may have been smart to put it up on the rafter above
Yeah,
and have
Probably.
that would have been cool.
Probably.
hindsight, whatever. But yeah, dude. I mean, to Andrew's point, like this is our third year. We're never some people to like set expectations like, oh, this thing's gonna be insane. Like coming from where we were last year, that boat was half as full.
Mm-hmm.
The people up there, I mean, we had a headline act that was like a rock band, so they were gonna play their songs and some cover songs. And
Yeah.
people like it was fun. Don't
So
get me
it's
wrong.
still a vibe, yeah.
Still a vibe, but like the energy, like the second you got on stage with I'm a Boat, just like get your fucking hands
Yeah.
up. I was
That
like,
intro was so good.
insane, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We knew we knew that would hit. It set the vibe for sure.
It exploded.
Yeah.
And Deck and I were always like, we're just going to get a little bit better each time we do something. We've been doing the Backpocket now for 5 years. Boatche, this is year 3. And every single year we just get a little better, similar to you guys. So
Yeah.
starting in 2019 and just picking it up, just getting a little bit better each year. And
sure.
having the chance to like win with you guys and help us take this to Mars, literally, is the coolest thing.
Yeah.
We got to know you, or I knew of you through the Broadskis when they were shooting that music video.
Yep.
I think Sam hit me up and was like, hey, can you get some people to come as like background? And I was like, I was out of town that weekend, but I watched your guys' music video and I was like, this is sick. This is happening in my backyard. This is insane.
Yeah.
So congrats on that. Like
Thank
that like
you.
really was a
thank
catalyst
you.
for your name, and you've really taken that ship since then.
Yeah, we tried to, like, with our content and music, we just try to do the best we can with what we have. And I mean, Alex has a lot of connections with like the videography scene, and then I do with like the music scene, so it flows pretty well together. So
That's for sure. Just having friends in the content space that are always able to help and willing to help. It's definitely been.
Well, we were talking about like because we have those same connections, we all know the same people, and it's like, isn't it crazy that we have like we got to film that whole thing pretty seamlessly with our friends who happen to be Ben and Sam Brodsky,
who are insanely talented.
like some of the best like videographers, period.
Literally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then like he wasn't there that day, but I'm sure you guys know Jay Christensen, the
Jaybird.
Jaybird
Yeah,
Films,
yeah,
who
he crushes
he
it.
does the crazy FPVs and stuff,
Yeah.
and who just filmed with Tony Hawk. We're like, the
Damn.
fact that those guys are just like a text message away, just to like, hey, can you help shoot whatever? And they just like love it too.
So
I
sick.
mean, what are the chances of
That's
like
great,
that
yeah.
kind of coming together? Did you hear about where Ben was the day before Boatche? Did he tell you about this?
He flew in that morning, right?
He flew a red eye in from LA, but he was at a shoot that Friday, and he was with an executive producer of Coachella, and he runs the entire he runs the entire like live stream performance or something. And he was telling him about Boatche, and he was just like, "That's the funniest shit ever,
Yeah,
dude. Like,
yeah.
please
No
send me this
way.
when it's done."
That's
Like,
so funny.
it's just so full circle from the cease and desist to everything.
Yep.
And we just pivot. You know, you send us a cease and desist, and we just pivot. What were you guys? You might have already said this, but what were your guys like expectations going in? Because, like Dex said, last year was like a rock and roll event. The first year, similar vibe. It was like a pop rock band. So this was a complete 360 from what we normally do, but still live event. What were you guys like talking about going in? What was like the mindset?
I mean, we knew it was gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
We knew, like
Because you've never done anything on a boat like this.
never done
No.
anything on a boat. Obviously being in Minnesota, we're always on boats, so we've always wanted to do something on a boat. But we knew like it's sold out over a month in advance. We're like, all right, like we know.
People were down for it, for the vision,
And
for sure.
yeah, like I had people like hitting me up like, give me tickets. I'm like, there are gonna be some refunds. Like I knew this would happen a couple weeks before. Like people are gonna start getting anxious, but we knew it was gonna be crazy. We knew there's gonna be a few spots left, and
Right.
I feel like people like can hate on like EDM music, just like in general. They're like, oh, it's not really my style or whatever, and like I don't really like to listen to it. But then when you're at like a rave, it's like you can't, like, how do you not like that? Being out like in the sun like that with all these people who are just down to party, like how do you not like that? So
yeah, that's what I say too. It's like some music, like some EDM's different than others, but it's like once you hear it on like a nice sound system and like a good stage, like it's all pretty cool.
It's like
it
so
all
sick.
it all is cool together.
yeah.
Exactly, and that's what I was thinking as well. It's like I'm nervous about the crowd. Are they going to be EDM? Are they going to understand what's going on? I mean, you shut that down so fast and amplified it. But just as the event space, I was like, what's the expectation? Do they really know what's going to happen? Are they going to be intimidated by this?
Yeah.
You guys welcomed them in with open arms, which was sick.
Yeah.
And I think another thing to your point, Casey, is like there are the dubstep events where like you don't want to get caught at. You know,
Yeah.
like there's some stuff where you like.
It's-
Andrew and I went to the Alchemy tour at
The Armory.
the Armory.
Yep.
That was insane.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
That was insane.
That was like very, very deep cut.
That's like really
EDM.
niche EDM.
Yes.
But they still have a huge crowd, which is so sick.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like their crowd of like fans and stuff is like super diehard into it.
Yeah.
But like I feel like our style on our shows is kind of more like general population.
Right.
Driven,
No,
so-
far more like welcoming, and
Yeah.
you're obviously mixing in like other music and
Yeah.
getting like incredibly creative with it.
Yeah, that's our main goal. Is we just try to throw in as many edits.
yeah,
with, like
songs people know, and then
Yeah.
go hard, go into a crazy drop
Yeah.
that people don't expect.
it's like the
so.
best of both.
Right. And I think that's what like, especially with the big booty mixes, like that was huge for us when we were in like high school into college. Like
Yeah.
like that was like the first time where I was like, wow, this is how mashups can really be done.
Yeah.
And now, I mean, Two Friends needs to pivot a little bit. Like you can't be doing.
They've been doing it for a while. Yeah.
They've been doing it for so long that it's just like.
But they're still getting bigger and bigger. Everyone they
still
do, like,
crushing,
they
dude.
crush it.
They're dope.
But
They're-
I think like just the creativity of it. Like a good example was your Lil Jon "Get Out of Your Mind" transition to Dancing Queen. I got that.
Yeah.
I have that on my camera just because I was like sitting on the side behind Charlie's like vision table, and I caught that drop perfectly. I was just like, God, this is so creative.
That's another one of our go-tos. People, because
Yeah.
people are like, all right, this is gonna be like a hard drop. With
Yes.
like
That
Lil
one's-
Jon like screaming like whatever.
Yeah.
And then it drops into Dancing Queen, and people are like, what is this? And they're like, oh my God, I know this song.
Yeah.
And they just start jumping up and down.
It's funny. You always like watch a crowd and they're like confused for like the first 5-10 seconds of that drop, and they're like, "Oh, I know this song." And then you can see
Yeah.
everyone start dancing, and then
Well-
we filter it down right on like the main verse, and everyone just screams it every time. So
amazing.
That's one of the favorite things is when you
Yeah.
pull down the volume and then everyone screams it
And
and
then
then
just bring it
pull
right
it back.
back
Yeah.
up.
Back up. Yeah.
It's the best.
You're what was that Italian song that?
We know speak Americano.
The
Yeah.
TikTok one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was freshman year of high school when that song popped off for me. Like I remember being at like the high school dance and all that stuff, and like the seniors were going absolutely bananas.
Yeah.
And then you hit that song back, and I was like, "Holy shit! This
Yeah.
is the coolest
the
thing."
memories
Yeah.
from that.
Well, and I think that's the funny part is like, yeah, you can have a rock, like there's an energy that like a rock band would bring playing cover songs, but like there's a crazier, like you could just feel that energy just turn, dude. Like when you got the air horn going off for I'm on a boat and you just
Yeah.
hop up on the stage, like literally looking around, everyone's like, oh shit, this is gonna go down.
It
Like,
happens every time. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So from a perspective from behind the crowd, and you guys coming up on the stage is the coolest thing. Like
Yeah.
obviously you can't see behind either, so you're
No.
coming up there and you're seeing the depths of it.
Yep.
But also we can't see you guys back there because we're so far back.
Mm-hmm.
So seeing you guys come up there and then just the timing of it all.
With the visuals behind
Yes.
and like yeah.
So many times I would just get chills on my arm, and I was like, "This is us.
this is what we needed.
This is what we need.
Yeah.
This is the coolest thing."
yeah.
God, I can't get over it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was up on stage towards the end, and just taking it all in. Like I've said, 5 years in the making, third year doing Boatche. I was standing up there. I was like, I was literally just saying
take it
thank
in.
you,
Mhm.
thank you, and Decky's just like four people back, hucking beers at me, and then I get you're grabbing my pant leg like, dude, you gotta get down. We're getting a hosed, just because everyone's chucking beers at me, and I was like, this is it.
Yeah.
Take it
The
in.
photo he posted yesterday,
Mhm.
or Monday for the listeners, it's Andrew's outfit with like you could see the lettering
It's
perfectly.
perfect.
So
Yeah.
dope.
Such a sick
So
DIY
dope.
outfit, dude.
I was looking through the photos. I'm like, he's definitely posting.
You had
this
to have
on-
been sweating your ass off.
Sweating.
I
It
mean,
was the hottest thing.
There was probably like 4 times where I was like, I am lightheaded as shit. I need to like get the water right now. Like,
Yeah, were you
It
guys
was-
spanking those Dots pretzels at all?
I did after. I crushed like
That's-
half the bag.
Those things are
what?
so
I
good.
didn't. Why didn't I know about that? I needed them.
I was hiding them.
You
We had,
dick.
we had a cooler and it was full of waters and Dots pretzels and Cliff Bars. Had you boys dialed.
I would have loved to have known that.
Yeah, we grabbed snacks beforehand. We're like, what do these boys want? And I think we got Cliff Bars and Dots and a case of waters.
Yeah, you know,
Perfect.
we take care of our
Thank you,
artists.
thank you.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Dude.
Oh yeah, that photo. I mean, I was sitting in bed like 2 weeks beforehand. I was like, I need to wear something sick. I don't know what. I don't want it to be like off of Sheen or Poshmark again.
Just
I was
some
like,
typical shit.
typical stuff. I was like, all right, let's get creative here. And I was like, all right, white jumpsuit. And I was gonna do a romper. And I was like, everyone's wearing rompers. I'm not gonna feel like comfortable in a romper. That's not my fit. So I was like, I'm looking up a mechanic outfit, and I found this was on Dickies' website, just a plain white jumpsuit. So it's thick.
Coveralls,
It's like
man.
for like when you're
Yeah.
spilling oil on yourself, and it's not gonna like get to your skin.
Yeah.
And it came in and it fit perfect. And I was like, all right, now it's time to splatter paint. And I got some stencils and spray paint in the back.
I loved it.
Yeah, it was perfect. It was.
It's a one of one.
It's one of
I might
one
have to
for
make
sure.
more next year and charge people like, hey, if you want a custom fit.
Yeah, your own merch stand.
Exactly.
It's so funny.
Ah.
And then the straight can of girls just claiming orange. Just a sea of orange everywhere.
Mhm.
We called it. We knew it was going to happen. At least 50 people just rocking
Oh,
it.
easily.
Mhm.
Yeah, Casey was gonna wear orange, and
Yeah, I was, and then I was like, I mean, I could.
You
but-
should have. The girls would have went bananas.
Yeah. But, yeah, I should have.
that would have been sick.
So one of my favorite parts was, I don't know, it was before your guys' set. Maybe, yeah, it was definitely before your guys' set. R.I.P. to the umbrella.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
I found a video of that. It was on someone's story. It's just gone.
Gone.
Just gone.
Almost killed Rundy.
Really.
Literally.
I mean, I didn't see it. I think you were on the top floor when it
I
happened.
was, but I didn't see it.
Okay, yeah.
Jonah came up to me after. He goes, dude, we lost an umbrella.
I think those umbrellas were the hardest thing to pull together for that show. Surprisingly, me and Nick, our
For-year
buddy-
party.
yeah. We probably went to 5 different stores in Stillwater to find an umbrella and a little stand.
And then you guys went
And
back to
then
get
we
another.
went back to get another umbrella, and no stand. They like every store was sold out of stands. So then Nick ended up just going to a restaurant and just being like, "I need 2 umbrella stands," and they were like, "Yep, go ahead, take them."
The Freight House. I
Freight House.
remember being on the phone with Nick. I was like, dude, go to anybody in that Freight House and ask for Matt. He will let us have stands. I promise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, that was insane. But I was eating watermelon just down by myself, and I am literally looking out the window, and all of a sudden I see this massive umbrella fly off the top, and someone's like, "Holy shit, an umbrella just flew off the stage!" And it was like one of those moments, like, "Oh no, like the party's going to shit. Like, we got things that going haywire."
Yeah.
That's good though. It's like one of those things you always remember. Like the umbrella just flew.
The umbrella was gone. I'll always remember just the New York pizza shop style approach that we had to
Handing
just
the t-shirts
handing
out.
out the t-shirts.
Yeah,
dude.
hucking them off at the end.
God.
Get your t-shirts.
Get your fucking
What
t-shirt.
size you need. Oh.
God, that was amazing. So okay. So another, just back to like how Andrew mentioned like we kind of saw you through the Broadskis, but
Mm-hmm.
I also like that was like the first time I saw you guys. But then when all the artists are posting like their year in review streams, and I'd known you guys had just kind of started earlier that year, if not the year before, and I was like, holy shit! Like you guys are getting more streams than like our headline act from 2 years ago. Like
Yeah.
and like it's cool. I mean, it's not. The streams necessarily doesn't show the impact per se from an artist to artist standpoint, but like the fact that you guys had 3 and some change million streams in a year, like that was when I was like, okay, these guys are getting ready to head to Mars as
Yeah.
well. We
Yeah.
need these guys.
Yeah.
When did you guys realize like that it was really catching traction? Like I know you guys were having a blast doing it. You guys were becoming good friends, and the progress was happening. But when did it start to click? Like this is legit.
I think it was like Arizona.
Yeah, for sure. 100%.
2020 or like February, so before COVID.
Oh, nice.
We went down with Nick, did 6 shows in 3 days in Arizona.
Which was
ASU,
nuts.
U of A, back and forth, like day party, U of A, night party, ASU,
Tempe.
like 2-hour drive in between, and
Yep.
we were having fun like during that, and we were just
Wow.
like, wow.
That must have been insane.
Actually, so it's funny, the biggest party besides Boatche that we did was Sigchella.
Sigchella?
Your
Sig-
competitors, yeah.
Sigchella. So yeah, that was
Like Sig App or whatever.
Sig Chi
Sig
at
Chi.
ASU. Yeah. So
Which is like a huge fraternity down there.
Oh, yeah.
Got it.
But we played like their little Coachella party. And I mean it was crazy. There was like the same. Everyone's wearing Coachella fits. It was like I guess we're vets to the Coachella party.
Yeah.
maybe it's
Yeah.
real Coachella next.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah,
was
no
it the
shit.
first time taking it on the road?
So we did Chicago. We did one in Chicago. So
Okay.
basically, so we did like some in Minneapolis that first year, 2019, and then coming into 2020, we did a couple like here in Dinkytown, and then we did Chicago, and then like immediately went to Arizona,
And then Wisconsin.
Oh yeah, we did Wisconsin too, and then basically like it was like spring break, and then everything was shut down. So it was like pretty much right when we started getting going on the road. It was everything got
everything
shut
got
down.
cut.
Yeah.
Got it. So
And
then
then-
it was like go behind the scenes now and let's try to figure out our sound while we can't be out and about.
It took a bit to like realize that though. It was good because like everyone was on the same page, but it took a while to like realize like this is gonna be for
A
some
year.
time.
Yeah. Year and some change.
Nobody knew. So
Yeah.
Yeah, so what did you guys do during that time?
It was just music basically. It takes a long time to start a original record and then actually put it out, like throughout label stuff, all that stuff.
So much time
it takes a lot of planning with that. And then
finding
just
the collaborators that want to work on it.
because we don't sing or anything. So
You don't?
Was this was this the during COVID was when Jenny started to cultivate?
Yeah.
It was
Okay.
We started it in May, and then finished. It was like it released in September. So
yeah, we had it done for a while. It's just again like finding label to put out, what date is open and stuff like that.
Right.
But
So
promo,
you guys basically pivoted from like parties and stuff. You're like, okay, now that COVID's happening, let's just get in the studio and make an actual song.
yeah,
Essentially.
basically we didn't have any originals out yet. We had the Color Daddy
You did
song.
the Color Daddy one.
But
That's good.
we hadn't put it out yet, so that's funny. So we were waiting and waiting and waiting because we wanted them to reach out. Like we were like,
we were trying to get it as the original plan was to get it as their intro song
yeah,
for their podcast.
That's smart.
Yeah, that was like right when we pitched the idea of it.
Yeah.
We're like, these guys are popping off. They have a huge like dedicated fan base. How are we gonna grab that fan base and bring it to ours? And then our idea was like, all right, let's make a song for their intro. And it was kind of like the idea of like Selfie, where it's not like an actual song. It's just like you take words and then put like a drop for it.
Yeah.
just like
Yeah.
a parody song. But then it was like during COVID, we're like what are we doing with this? Like we were just sitting on it for a few more months. Then all of a sudden, people are sending me TikToks like crazy. Like people are using this as a TikTok sound, and like
No shit.
like
Yeah.
so many views, like millions of views on these TikToks, and we're like had no idea. We're like, all right, well now we got to put this out now, and we're like worried about like legal stuff or whatever, and we're
Because
like,
like it was their
Yeah.
Their voices.
It
it
was
was
their
their voices.
Yeah.
But then, I mean, nothing ever came of it. We were, I think around that time too, a lot of like covers and stuff like through TikTok started happening. So I think that space is like cleared up a little bit,
Yeah.
but
There was just like a brief trend where it was just like girls would post like literally like makeup routines of like them,
that
them
song.
to
Color Daddy
that,
song,
to that
yeah.
song, yeah. And I was like, all right, cool. But like Color Daddy, they put it on their TikTok, which is we were like, why are they not responding to us, reaching out to them? Like they fully knew about the song.
yeah.
And
Well,
then-
they we played it here live, and then it went off, and we posted a story of it, and they reposted it on Color Daddy. So that was when we were like, okay, like
Okay. Yeah.
And
we
like,
have their
people started-
attention, and then nothing came of it. So we're like, all right, well,
Yeah.
People started reaching out and like, you need to drop this right now.
yeah.
But then they ended up they used the words to the song and they put it on a sweatshirt and sold it on their official merch page.
So they
didn't
definitely very well
Yeah,
know
no,
about
like,
it.
literally
They
No.
thought about it.
No, they
exact lyrics to the song and sold it. And yeah, but
They love it. More publicity
Whatever.
their way.
They
Yeah.
love it. Yeah.
Hey, Alex Cooper. These are the boys who did it.
yeah,
Yeah.
Please help.
please respond to me.
She just ended it in May. She's no longer with Barstool and signed a contract with Spotify.
Spotify
Like
exclusive.
60 mil or something like that.
Yeah.
$60
Crazy.
million.
Good
yeah.
for her,
Yeah.
honestly.
Crazy.
That's fucking
Mhm.
sweet. Very smart by you guys, by the way, to make the song and to see how the hype generated for you guys. I mean, that's
Yeah.
a good audience, female dedicated.
Yeah.
That's exactly what you're looking for.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Smart. Tell me too, because I heard didn't like the Chainsmokers also didn't they do something with one of your songs, or you remixed their song or something like that? There's a story behind that, right?
Yeah, so we did a remix for them right when we basically started, and it ended up. Well, so when you do a remix for an artist like that, they you send it to their management and stuff, and then you want it to get official, so it gets on Spotify, all the streaming and stuff. So they ended up passing on it because they had like so many other like big artists.
It
And
was
stuff.
their takeaway song, so it was like one of their biggest songs.
Yeah.
With Millennium.
They passed on it, and we're like kind of like let down by it. We're like, oh man, like this is gonna be big. But then after that, we knew this new song was coming out. And we hit them up like day of drop, and we got the stems for it and remixed it and sent it back, and ended up putting out official, and it was like the cover song on their remix pack. So we got the first slot on that. So
That's sick. So how
Yeah.
did you guys get in touch with them to start?
so just emailing their manager just right off the bat, and
Yeah.
Smart.
hits
I
us
think
up.
music industry is very good about that. Like the managers are dialed in.
Especially their team,
Yeah.
their whole management team is very supportive of like up and coming artists. And so like they're always gonna give stems out. I mean, a lot of kids like theirs don't really get on like their Spotify, which so they just put it on their own on like SoundCloud or whatever. But you get like a lot of respect from other artists and other management if you actually can get it on Spotify, which was huge for us because then they're like, all right, these guys are actually they can kind of put some
and
out.
it's huge too with the big artists like that, because then it goes through their whole like playlists and all that. So
It was on like their album of like their Japan edition too.
Yeah.
They like picked that to put on the album. Which
That's
is cool.
so sick.
Yeah.
Sick. That's
and
unreal.
then it was like a few months after that. So they do this radio show on SiriusXM called Nice Hair, and me and Casey have always been like fans of it. Like,
They were literally like I'm obsessed with them. Like they were the reason I got into EDM. I was like
the Chainsmokers.
Yeah,
yeah, and
easily. by far.
I've always been fans of them too, because like Roy Kramer, videographer,
Yep,
he
yep.
was like, I was watching his like recaps of them. I'm like, these guys are sick. Like,
Right?
Like they know what
these
they're
guys,
doing.
These guys crush it. And then they have this mix series on SiriusXM and SoundCloud called Nice Hair, and I've listened to almost every episode of that, I'd say. And then their manager hit us up and he's like, yo, do you want to do this month's
Nice hair.
Nice Hair mix series? And we're like, yeah.
So he
sure.
put you guys on a mix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
on Nice
So
Hair.
they're basically that nice
That-
hair. It's like they feature every month.
Yeah, they do one once a month.
Once
so
a month.
they do the first 30 minutes, and then the guest does the last 30 minutes.
And
That's
so they
sick.
they've brought on like every single
like Millennium,
huge
like
DJ.
every big DJ's like done
So
one.
we're like, holy fuck! All right, thank you for.
I think we were the smallest artists to do it
Yeah.
at the time.
for sure. 100%.
Wow. That's
Yeah,
so sick.
It was like
Mhm.
something as simple as just like a mixed series, but it was like the coolest thing for us. And
And I was like, listen. I like went in the car to like listen. I was like, turn on SiriusXM. I'm like, holy shit.
yeah, I listened to it
Made
live.
this.
This is a funny story actually. So like when we were doing it, so it was New Year's.
Yeah.
So we're like, we didn't really want to go out that night. We're like, all right, like New Year's, like we got to get this done in like a week. We have a week to get this done. Like, let's start it now. So we started doing it New Year's night, and then New Year's Day, I was flying out to Colorado to go skiing with my family.
Hell yeah.
And we were going like way deep though. We were going heli skiing like way in the back where we're not gonna have any phone service, nothing.
Dude.
And I didn't go with him, so I was at home still.
We finished half of, I would say like half or maybe a little more than half before we left.
Yeah.
Before I left. And then the next day I was out skiing, and Casey like is like blowing up my phone. I didn't know this till like I got home that night, but he was like, Ennis said we need this right now.
Their
Like,
manager.
we need this back right away. And I'm like, obviously I'm not even seeing these, and he's moving into our new apartment that day.
The
so
same
it's
day.
like,
I literally was moving in with my mom, and I get this message on my phone from their manager that's like, we need this in 2 hours. Can you get this done?
yeah, basically, so they need it in a week, but then they changed it to like 2 hours. So we're like, okay.
So
like,
I stopped. I was like, Mom, we're going home right now. Like, stopped all moving boxes or whatever are still in the car. Went home, was like probably the most stressed I've ever been, because like they needed to get it to the radio station.
yeah, so it could play on,
so they could play
on
that
radio.
night. And so I finally like finished it, submitted it.
Killed it. It was good. So, and I was like that night, I'm like coming home, like listening to it live. I'm like, wow, this is crazy. Cause they shout us out too. So they do like a little interview before. And
Yeah, I was gonna say they like talk throughout it.
yeah, they shout us out. So yeah, those guys are cool. They're nice guys.
He went to Vegas with them a couple weeks ago.
It was like a last minute decision, but yeah, we went to their show at XS and ended up partying in their penthouse after. So
I was very sad that I couldn't go.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're 20.
Yeah, 20.
Yeah.
We're going 21st. My 21st though.
When do you officially turn 21?
November 22nd.
All right, it's
Nice.
coming up.
Yeah.
We're approaching quickly.
Yeah.
we're gonna make it a whole
Yeah.
weekend
Yeah.
deal then.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll go there. We'll go hard.
Dude, that's sick that you got to go though. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, they're like the most normal guys ever, and like
Right.
they're just like to have fun.
Isn't that just the coolest thing? Like
Yeah.
guys with that kind of like power and clout that can just put you on at any time.
Yeah.
Just
And they're
amazing.
also just good dudes.
and they're also just good dudes.
Yeah, they're
and
normal dudes, and
just like that genuine part of it goes so far.
yeah,
It's insane.
it was cool. And like going back to their hotel room after, there's like a full buffet in there. Like people are coming up. Like it's just like a full on just like venue in their
Right?
hotel. Like
That's oh,
they're having fun. Yeah, it's
That's the
cool.
coolest
I don't
shit.
know how they do it. They go crazy. Like
Yeah, how do
they'll-
you do that like every day?
they'll be in like New York and then fly to Vegas that same night. And
It's a team. It's a team of
it's
people.
a team.
Yeah, it's insane. But, and you guys are starting to, catch some serious traction. You're just talking about rocking with people that you haven't been. I mean, these are uncharted territories.
Yeah.
You just had 3 million streams in 2020, over 3 million streams. Let's talk some progression. Like the scene's back open. Festival season is now like arrived. Have you guys thought about some of the next steps? Like what's coming up?
Yeah. So this was Boatche was like our first show back over a year. We
Yeah.
did
really? That's
you go.
awesome.
we did a
That's
small
so
one
sick.
at like a frat here in the spring for
It was,
fun.
like, just
Some
it
of
was
our-
one of our buddies. And we're
Yeah.
like,
You guys
we're
need a
bored.
warm up show.
Yeah.
It was for fun, and this Boatche was our first one back, and we're like, obviously we got some other offers to do some. We're like, no, we want to make like the first one back be worth it and be special. So we were waiting on that, and then basically right now we're just focused on the fall school year.
We're doing we're gonna plan like a whole college.
A little college
Route.
tour. We're gonna do like
Sweet.
a little route down south and
Okay.
across East Coast and stuff. So
We're playing this High Tide Festival.
High Tide Music Festival. So Nick,
Yeah,
For Your Party,
For Your Party.
he's putting on that High
that
Tide Music Festival.
Is that in South Carolina?
Yeah, it's in Charleston.
Charleston.
Yeah,
Got it.
They got like Sam Felt, Sunburn,
Autograph.
Yeah, they have some.
Oh wait, yeah, I saw you guys put that out the other day
Yep.
on your Instagram.
Yeah.
What's the dates on that?
September 25th, 24th, 25th weekend.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Sick.
it's on Saturday. So yeah,
We'll do some like day clubs.
we want to do
nightclubs.
pre-party, after party for that. So
Nice.
That's like the best when you can package multiple shows into one weekend.
yeah, make it worth it.
Right.
So,
I mean, you guys had a 2-hour set on that boat,
Yeah.
which is so nuts.
So sick.
yeah, an hour and a half. I was like, we got 30 more minutes. I was like, okay, perfect. Like, let's go.
I think we
want
did
to
like
keep going.
how many encores? We probably did like 5 encores.
Yeah.
Well, Tyler told me he's like, make sure you give him room for like 2 at least, and I was like, okay, I'll get the people fired up once you guys like shut down.
We
Yeah.
just kept going until we docked the boat.
Yeah, it's the best way to do it,
Mhm.
Best way to
honestly.
do it.
So I gotta ask, did you guys do any sick days filming for your
Oh.
Boatchella day?
There will be a whole sick days
Yeah,
just for
we
that.
had Colton on that camera.
Fucking go.
Shooting
Yeah.
vlog footage. And
Send
honest-
us any footage. too.
yeah, we're looking for like just raw iPhone.
Any
Snapchats,
listeners out
just-
there too?
Yes, just-
Send any raw footage.
Yes,
We'd love to throw that in there.
Mhm.
Any funny clips of your friends, anything.
Mhm.
perfect.
Add
That's
it all
that's
in.
big.
Yeah.
A bunch of our friends were like joking about. They're like, we're gonna jump off the top deck for the sick days, and we're like,
We were
I
so
don't know
nervous
about
that someone was gonna
dude,
go overboard.
It's always been talked
Dude.
about.
Yeah.
It is so tall.
So
Yeah.
high up there.
that would do.
Yeah.
Like I've like bridge jumped and stuff and like cliff jump, but like that's actually really tall.
That's
for,
a 70-foot drop, dude. That's
Yeah.
you're in the air for a
and
couple
you're
seconds.
and you're in the river too. Like
It's
you're-
scary in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Current.
yeah. I was
yeah.
only jump. There's like a there's a good spot to jump in that river. We know a family. Our buddy's dad has a sweet yacht, and it's got the top. You can jump off the top of it. And it's like 30 feet.
Yeah.
And so we flip gainers. We were flipping gainers off one time, and he was just telling us like, yeah, dude, there's just one really nice spot where the tide's not that bad. So I didn't really like want to make an announcement like telling people, hey, once you get close to the freaking bridge, that's when you should jump.
You
You don't want to say that.
But like I don't
Yeah.
want to like tell people to like if someone jumps off, like I don't think we're invited back. To
Correct.
be honest.
And
not.
how are they gonna get back on the boat?
They're done.
They're
gone.
done. That's why you jump like
Boat's
close.
not turning around.
No.
Very quickly.
Leaving you.
Oh my god. Yeah. I need to call. We should call Stillwater River Boats. Just make sure they
Everything went accordingly.
they had a killing, dude.
They
Yeah.
crushed.
They crushed.
I mean, you can't complain about like what happened. Like even if it seemed like too rowdy or whatever, like you're bringing a bunch of people now. A lot of people know about your boat, so why would you not? Why would you complain about that?
Yeah.
No, 100%. And I was
No.
telling Declan too, one of my favorite things about the whole day is the energy is honestly so positive.
Yeah.
Like there's no arguments happening. No one's trying to get in people's face. It's not like it's not a rave where like you're aggressive and now you're like
No.
angry at someone and you're ready to fight.
No.
It is such a happy, like joyful environment where people
Yeah.
are ready to rock, ready to have a great time, and they're just like meeting new people and having a blast.
Yeah.
So-
all the different vibes on all the floors too. It's just like
Yes.
Yeah.
you need to chill, okay, like get some food and just,
Yeah, people. I feel like people cycled in and out of that, like the like main area.
We have
Pretty
to.
well. Yeah.
You got to take mosh reps, dude. You go through
Yeah.
multiple wet and dry cycles with your outfit. Multiple. That's why I wore the towel outfit, dude. The terry cloth was a phenomenal call for anyone who wants to
That
wear it
is.
next
It was
year.
dope.
Like literally, it's towel.
Yeah.
Like I got
I gotta
wet,
get
but then
that.
it dried off. And I always say, and I know Andrew, I don't know if you're gonna be wearing your outfit amongst other days of the year,
Right.
but
it's gonna be
I
hard.
always try and buy an outfit because I usually spend like pretty much $100 on it between all the different parts and stuff. So I'm like, I gotta have something that I can wear
again.
the rest of the year,
Yeah.
at least. And I'm definitely gonna be rocking terry cloth at some point later this year.
Yeah. Andrew, you can probably wear yours to Halloween this year.
Halloween. I'm going down to
Make it-
Lollapalooza next
Make it a
weekend.
Michael Myers. Convert it.
Exactly.
Make it blue.
Maybe throw some golf clubs on my back. I can be a
Mhm.
caddy.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Dude, that's a caddy outfit for sure. Oh, that's so sick, dude. Yeah, you guys crushed, man. That was just
It was
very
it was
impressive.
it was a day.
Any highlights, any things that we haven't talked about? You're like, damn, like this really stuck out to me. Whether it's just like someone helping make the thing happen, or
I did, yeah. It was I think a girl poured a White Claw in the CO2
Yes.
and then literally I don't even know, like 10 seconds later it just sprayed back in her face. And just she was like crushed in White Claw. And that was funny. I haven't seen that happen before, so
I'm
That
glad the
CO
thing didn't explode.
That CO2 did some damage.
Yeah.
Like people would stand right in front of it and just get absolutely blasted and just would have no idea it's coming. And like there's some pictures.
That one that on your guys' Instagram with that
Yeah.
girl's like,
Oh my, she's like absorbing it. I was like,
yeah.
Dude, that girl, she's actually kind of cool. So I don't know her at all. I think her name's Olivia, but she was a day of purchase and like
Oh, really?
DM'd us. I saw it. I was like, yeah, we got a couple spots, just Venmos, come on the boat, whatever.
dope.
And I just happened to be down there. Like as she was coming on the boat, she was like, I Venmo'd like for a ticket, blah, blah, like trying to explain how she's not on the list. And I was like, you're in. I know
Yeah,
exactly who
there
you
you
are.
go.
And then like she came up to, she DM'd us after. I haven't responded to her yet, but she DM'd us after like, dude, that was best time of my life, blah, blah, blah. Like, is there any way I can work for you guys to help with event coordination and everything
Hell
for
yeah.
next year? I was like, yes, like of course we need
Hell
all the
yeah.
bodies we can get.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Isn't that just sick? Like
That's so dope.
back to your point, Andrew, like when you like the community and the people that are on that boat, like they're all just like so willing to just like
Have
Mhm.
fun,
Have
help
fun.
out. Like
Yeah.
and like shout out to all our friends and stuff too. Like there's always like more on like day of that like just comes up and stuff.
oh my
and you
god,
get,
like Nick
Yeah.
flying in for the event, buying a ticket, and then being the guy who puts the umbrellas up and like
Mhm.
helping that whole situation.
yeah,
out.
grabbing those bases.
He's
Those
our
things
dude,
were
yeah.
heavy.
Those things were massive, dude.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I always feel bad. I always talk to our buddy Colton. He's our roommate. I always tell him that I'm like, sorry, today I am gonna be very stressed and I am gonna yell at you the whole day, but you just have to still love me, and I hope he does. But he's like he always makes fun of me. He's like, dude, you're so stressed out all the time. Just
yeah.
chill out.
And I'm like the opposite. Like day of, I'm just like chilling. Like
I probably piss him off a lot too.
it was just like yeah, Casey's always stressing day of shows, and I'm just like chilling, just like.
it sounds like us. This
Yeah.
man chilling, not a stress in the world, and I'm
Yeah.
here just like dripping sweat. Like, what if this goes wrong? What if this happens?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Yep. Takes a village.
Takes a fucking village.
The whole
dude.
team that was there beforehand making it happen was huge. And I mean, we've said this already a handful of times, but the refunds that came in the last 7 days, there must have been in between 40 and 50 like total tickets that got
Damn.
asked to refund,
didn't
and we
know
just
that.
had a wait list. We just flipped them.
That's awesome.
Every
Perfect.
single one we pretty
Yeah.
much sold.
Perfect.
That was it was when you plan it like a few months, it sells out a couple months in advance. I mean, stuff comes up and stuff.
Yeah.
I knew a few would come back, but
Right.
that's so cool that they just went right away.
Well, it's so funny. Like the boat's like, hey, not a single soul over 350, and like they're having people count like as they go on the boat, and like
Yeah, if we get
that was
past
the most
350,
nerve-wracking part, dude.
that was really the only thing I pictured going wrong was if someone snuck on and everyone legit showed up and there was 351 and there was one ticket purchaser that was like bought a ticket, but they clicked in some guy that snuck in.
Yeah, imagine like going, like say you live in the city, going out to Stillwater, like buying an Uber, going on a party bus, whatever, and then just getting turned down that would be
At the
the
door.
worst thing
Yeah.
ever, just because someone like snuck on like that. Yeah.
We had one group that didn't get there on time, and this guy was next to me. He was like, "My girlfriend's not going to get here like 2:15," and I was like,
That's the thing about
sorry,
a boat
we're
party.
setting sail.
Yeah, like if you're at a festival, like the gates are always open. If you're on a boat party, once you're on that boat, you're on that boat. Like
That's-
there's no going back.
I was like joking about that too. It's like when you're at a club, you can leave whenever, but like when you're on a boat, like they're stuck with us. Like
say
the whole-
say people just hated us and that they were just had to sit there.
yeah, like like
Or the sound doesn't work, and we're
Yeah.
just kind of like, all right, I guess.
they're not getting off.
Yeah.
We also battled with the CO2 cannons. I'm not sure if you were part of that conversation, but like 30 minutes before setup, the captain was like, "This is a fire hazard. I don't think we're going to be able to like do this
No
on
way.
the
I
boat."
didn't hear that.
And Decky was like, "We're going to make this happen. I think we'll be fine." Didn't you have this conversation with Captain Jim?
Yeah, so Jim came up. Jim was first of all, Jim was pretty hot at you too for bringing handles on the boat. That was hilarious. I mean, like
That was all
Who was?
Casey.
Yeah, it was totally Casey.
That was
Actually, you know who it was? It was Colton.
Yeah,
it was
Colton.
fucking
Yeah.
Colton, dude.
We're giving him the blame.
This fucking guy.
He just walks. We had like the biggest handle
glass handle
of
fireball.
fireball you could get, and he just walks. Oh, dude, we're totally fine.
God, Colton, liability, dude.
Yeah.
That kid.
He's a
I
wreck.
had to literally like show the captain, like I was like, I am bringing this off right now. Watch me, and he was just giving me the death stare, and I was like, damn it.
Oh
But
my
no,
god.
I props to him. I mean, dealing with like all
That,
those people coming
yeah.
on, all that huge production on the boat, and having to drive that, I would be so stressed.
Yeah.
Like, so props to him for that.
Captain Jim, an absolute OG.
Yeah,
Yeah,
legend.
for sure.
Legend.
It was so funny too, because when that happened, he went up to the top two and was like, "What are those?" And I was like, "Oh, those are CO2 cannons." And he was like, "Cannons?" I was like,
Cannons
Like
on
firing
a
at
boat.
other
I was like,
ships.
I was like, they're stationary. You press this button and it'll just spray some CO2 in the air, like totally harmless.
Imagine if we did those sparklers. That would not have been good. That was a good call that we did that. Dude.
I
That
was-
was
some
and to
real
be honest,
pyro.
though, when we talked about it on the Zoom call, I was like, I want the sparklers, and Charlie couldn't make it happen because he sold them off to a different event that same
good
day.
because if someone like if it was tipped or something,
that would hurt. It's like fireworks, dude.
Yeah,
No, I
'cause
think
there's-
they're cold. I think
Oh, they are.
they're called cold sparklers. So I think that's.
Oh,
I don't know how that works though. That's some
Hmm.
beyond
weird
me.
science shit.
Yeah, beyond me. But
You're talking
yeah.
to a heat transfer guy right here. He's trying to figure it out in his
No,
head.
I-
I was- yeah,
Actually, part of the engineering of that stage was really fun. Like being able to like say, okay, we need a ratchet strap.
Have
this,
you ever
blah,
done that
blah, blah.
before for like stages and stuff like that?
No, that was my first time.
Cool.
But I just knew like, okay, we're gonna have that screen. This is literally just that's a nightmare for wind. So we needed to make sure we
I
had
was
that
so
strapped
worried
down.
because it was windy as shit.
Yeah, it got windy at sometimes, man,
Yeah.
for sure. But yeah, just coordinating that whole stage was fun. Like
Yeah.
honestly, and another like learning lesson when we told you guys originally, like, oh yeah, we'll cover the stage. Like the last two times our stage costs were minimal, pretty much. And then when
Yeah.
you were like, okay, we have this guy Charlie, he's gonna like set us up with everything. It's gonna be however much it was. I was like, oh fuck, like,
Yeah.
And at first, like we looked at the price breakdown, and we're looking at last year's profits, and we're like, this is gonna be like
this is a huge hit.
this is a huge hit to our margins. And Deck and I had a full month conversation, and our initial was like, are they going to be willing to pay half? Because I don't think we're going to be able to afford this thing. And I think we sent out that text.
Yeah.
And then an hour later, Deck texted me, he goes, dude, let's just get one more fucking sponsor and let's pay for this thing.
Yeah.
These guys are coming to play. Like, we got to ball out for them.
We felt terrible, put it that way.
And I don't think you guys had responded yet. And then Deck was like, responded back. He's like, fuck it. We'll figure this
Yeah.
out. You're gonna
I
I
need
told
to-
you guys I was covering the stage.
I
I'm
remember
not going
that.
back to
I
my
remember
word.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was cool.
I hope it was worth it.
No,
Oh,
dude, the
100%.
stage is entirely worth it. Like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was insane.
It was everything.
That video wall, it makes a whole different perspective. Like,
Right.
I mean, it looks so professional, and
It's like you don't even really like, you're not like looking at it that much, especially during the day, because it's like kind of hard to see. But like if you just, the whole setup together just looks so like put together.
Yeah, it goes back to making it look like a festival.
Yep.
Like that stage took it to the next level.
So worth it. Yeah.
on a boat too.
On a
boat.
freaking boat, dude. Yeah. I'm excited to see how we turn and burn this one for next year.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to.
We're gonna need a new name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We haven't looked through the list yet.
Yeah,
we
we-
were gonna bring that up and look at them.
What was your idea, Andrew?
I had boat cha-cha.
Boatche.
And Deck hates it.
Hey, look, dude,
Cha-cha.
if we're willing to rebrand to salsa and just do a salsa event on a boat, I'm totally down for boat cha-cha.
Backpocket boat bash has some legs.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Boat bash. That
Mhm.
flows.
Yeah. The
Triple B.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah,
You could do
just
some sick-
keeping it simple, but what I really liked about with going with something like that direction, not saying that's going to be it or what, but having Backpocket in it, I think just makes sense. Like we're just
For
having
sure.
it as like the reinforcing brand of
100%.
what we're putting on, I think would
Mhm.
just be, it makes sense.
Yeah,
Honestly.
for sure.
I mean, there was names being thrown around like boat stock,
I was
boating,
wearing
boating
a Woodstock
loud.
shirt.
Yeah, do we go after the next big festival?
Boating loud.
Boating
get
loud.
Boating
all
loud.
the seasons
That's cool
as you
too,
can.
though. Like, it is loud up there. Like,
Boating loud.
Boating
I
loud.
think boating loud would be funny as shit. And
Yeah. Let
because
them
do
come
people
after
know
us.
what's the actual name of that one?
Rolling Loud.
Rolling
It was
Loud.
the same weekend.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
in Miami, right?
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a shot of DaBaby jumping into the crowd yesterday.
I didn't see any of that.
just got
content.
swamped. It
You
was
should,
just
it's
massive.
kind of scary because
Yeah.
he jumps in and like he does. I mean, he jumps in and does like cannonball into this
because
crowd.
there's so many people.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's insane.
One of our buddies bought a ticket to Rolling Loud, and he's like, I don't know what to do. Go to Boatche or Rolling Loud? And we're like, you gotta come. He's like, all right, I'm coming.
Yes.
So he sold his ticket, came with us. So shout out Mo.
Yeah.
Oh, I know Mo,
Yeah.
black guy, right?
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah, I met
Yeah.
him at the pregame.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. He's a good time.
Yeah.
God, that was
Yeah, but talking about transitioning our name will be interesting. But the party itself is never sold on the name, and we know that. So we just got to come up with something and just run with it. There's so many core things that just keep happening, and the biggest thing for Deck and I is just get a little bit better each time. Just amplify and get a little bit better. It's not the answer. Isn't more days, more weekends. Make it 2 days. The answer is hone in this day and make it better.
Yep.
Find even bigger names, bigger stages, and
the answer is chain smokers. All right.
yeah.
Bring him in.
It's stuff like that, and you guys led the foundation for something like this to happen.
Mm-hmm. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So thank
Yeah,
you.
we're glad we're able to come out there. That was
Yeah. Can't complain about that. Do you think you're gonna do the same Majestic Star again?
It's the biggest boat and the nicest boat in
That we know of.
Minneapolis that we know of.
Hell yeah.
yeah.
And Stillwater's not like a total pain in the ass to get out. It's kind of hard. It was a little hard getting back, but it's
Yeah.
if
Luckily
you.
we had a hotel.
I mean, if you guys
but-
know of any other large boats that carry 400 people with an exposed top
Yeah.
deck, that's the key.
That is key.
If
It'd
you
be-
have a closed, covered, pseudo open deck, it's not as fun.
No, it'd be cool to do like multiple, like say you do a top stage, 2 floors down, do a like smaller one or something like that.
More
We've thought
artists,
about that
more artists,
too.
more stages.
More-
Thought
Yeah.
about- we could just do like a acoustic self performer.
Yeah, like that.
Mhm.
It's so funny day of all the people coming up throwing ideas your way and like, you got to do this in Miami. You got to take this on the road.
Dude, you got to do a 7-day cruise ship.
Take it to the Mediterranean.
Take it to the Mediterranean.
Yeah.
We could do anything, honestly.
There is one. There's Holy Ship. It's like a
Holy ship, yeah.
cruise ship one that goes out.
Mm-hmm.
I think Ben and Sam.
Ben
actually-
Sam shoot those every year.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. There's a yacht one too, isn't there?
There's been a lot recently.
Yeah, now that like I don't know, TikTok is crazy because they're definitely just listening to us because we talk about boat parties and stuff, and now all of our feed has been boat parties. I'm
Right.
not kidding. We saw like Griffin did one, and I
Two
think
friends did
two
one.
friends.
The
Fisher.
Two Friends one in
It's in
Massachusetts.
Massachusetts. It's
Oh,
called the
Boston.
Boat Cruise Summer Series or something.
Yeah.
And they're a summer series. They're doing events like damn near every week
Yeah,
in
they
the
had
summer.
like Griffin, I think, to come out.
Griffin was there. Two
Yeah.
Friends was
That's the one I'm thinking
right
of.
before Boatchella.
Yep.
And their boat's cool because it's basically same type of style as a Majestic Star, like massive barge, but they have an elevated stage, and then
Yeah,
and then
it's
it's
like
just a flat deck with
It's
tons
like a
of
captain, like
Yeah.
cool, like little. I don't know how to
It's
describe it.
they're way up there.
people. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're
So
way
now
up
you're
there.
looking down on everyone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
that's cool.
Very.
That's cool. For
Ours
sure.
just felt like intimate though. Like
I like it.
that's
I
what
like being on the
like.
same like level. I
There's
thought
this
that was
sick
awesome.
picture I showed him before to like type us up. It's like of Skrillex on like just a sick like crew, like
It's like it was like
a yacht basically.
Yeah, not that big of a boat.
It's literally, but he just had a small table, small speakers, but just people packed all around
Circled
him.
around him.
Like, but just
you can't
intimate
e-
like that. So I
you
was
can't
like,
even
same
see him.
vibe.
Mhm.
We're channeling our inner Skrillex for this one.
Yeah, just all the way around him.
I go to Charlie, the guy who put all the production stuff and sound together, and I go, "Hey Charlie, how was it?" He's like, "Oh, awesome, man. That was so much fun." I go, "Hey, what would be, if you had one bit of feedback, what would it be?" He goes, "Declan, security wouldn't be a bad idea next time."
we have that issue a lot.
Yeah, especially towards the end. I mean, people get more rowdy.
People love the biggest thing people love is going behind the DJ. They feel like they have so much power. I mean, I props.
Sorry, that was us too. We did.
No, you obvious. I mean, come on, you guys are obviously fine. But like people that like we know that just come behind and they feel like they're like controlling the whole thing, and it's like, yeah, it's dope, but it's like you're putting so much stress on the guys who do the production. It's like
Oh
they
my
have
God.
so much money and equipment there. It's like
and we'd rather see those guys out front, like sending.
Yeah.
full
Sending.
front row.
it's fun, but
Yeah.
there's some times where it's like some parties that we do like, yeah, for sure, come behind. But then there's some where it's like you gotta
We
Get
need
your
a
space.
little
Yeah.
room, yeah.
Yeah, it did get a little out of control at the end. I think there
We
was
had-
at least 10 people behind.
People were pretty good at clearing it if we needed to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
So security, definitely we can improve there.
Yeah.
But we got to ask you guys, and this could be a Twinsick thing overall.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think your average quality is? Then this is something you do well at times, other times not so well. And at the end of the day, you're just getting a little bit better at it, and you deeply care about it.
I would say, I mean, for Twinsick, we've just been really focusing on like putting out our original music and like I would say like sitting on a song for too long.
Yep.
And like I don't know, just like there's so many like instrumentals and stuff that we've put out or just like have just sitting in Dropbox, just like maybe these aren't good enough, maybe they are, and I would
It's
say
not our
like,
sound anymore or stuff like that.
yeah, I would say just like getting something like good that like everyone can like and just getting it out.
Yeah.
Not thinking about it too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost like a fine line of like quantity and quality.
Yeah.
Like you got to keep putting stuff out, but you don't want to oversaturate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say right now, like we're still in obviously our early stages. I would say we need a little more quantity right now for sure. That's definitely something we need to work on.
But I would still say, I mean, props to you guys. Like Jenny is like
Yeah.
a rockin' original
It's
that like
crushing it.
really validates you guys as artists.
Yeah.
Not saying that if you didn't have that, you wouldn't be validated, but I'm just saying like when you, like I think this is what Two Friends kind of made a mistake on. Like they made their name from Big Booty Mix,
Yeah.
and then they went to originals, and
Yeah.
like their originals just
Yeah.
don't hit the same because of the legacy they already
Yeah,
have. But
exactly.
like for you guys to basically have the two-pronged attack from the very beginning, and your first like out after College Day, and I think
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
like for Jenny to do as well as it has done is like
Yeah, we're
it's-
very proud of that one.
that's awesome. Like
Yeah.
so yeah, keep
Yeah.
releasing songs. Obviously you're gonna have some flops here and there, but like
Yep.
understand it, the more you release, the more people recognize you as like performing artists.
For sure.
Along those lines, it's fun because we played hopefully our next track at the Boatche party.
Yes.
But it's fun to like see people's reactions of like if they vibe with the song, if we're like, yeah, this is a hit, or like this might not work that well.
They were vibing to it. I took a
think
video of
people
that.
liked it,
I think
and
so
like the
too.
fact that like it's like kind of like a pop / EDM song where there's like vocals and people don't know the vocals because like they've never, it's not obviously it's not out and stuff, but the fact that people are still dancing to it says a lot. So,
Yes. I think that's one of the cooler things as like performing artists, that you can like get the feedback
it.
right away.
Yep.
Like when Andrew and I we started doing live podcasts like at comedy shows when I was running the comedy scene out here in the Twin Cities.
Hell yeah.
And we did a sweet room for like in front of 100 people at the end of one of our seasons, and to like be in this setting where it's just like, oh, I thought that was funny what we were just talking about or whatever it would be.
Yeah.
To take that and like be in front of a crowd and then
Oh my
like, have people
gosh.
like laughing as we're just talking on a podcast, like totally different feedback.
You can build off the crowd. That's like the biggest thing I think for
Mhm.
live performers, to build off a crowd.
Yep.
I mean,
Yeah.
personally, like I go, like my friends tell me all the time when I'm like a pretty quiet, I'm not really out there
That's
person.
what shocked me, dude. When you hopped up on that stage,
Yeah.
get your fucking hands up.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Casey, whoa, dude.
Yeah, I mean, like I'm not like that at all in person. So like my close friends, they like see me do that, and they're like, "Where did this come from?" I was
Right.
like, "I don't know, man. I just look at the crowd and I hear the music, and I'm like, let's fucking do it."
Right.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
feel like we like switch places there. Like
Yeah,
he'll be up on stage, then I'm just like DJing, getting the next song ready, and then
Right.
he's
Yeah.
all on the mic. So it works out good. It's like a good.
it's a good dynamic. Yeah.
for sure.
10-4. So one more average quality, and this could be for all of us here. Average quality of Boatchella. Do we have one from this year?
Average quality from Boatchella. I would say
Security.
security
Yeah.
for sure, and then the bags. Like that
We
was just
coulda-
that
yeah.
that took me 2 hours before I left for the pregame, and I had done like 150 bags.
Oh,
Yeah.
Bio's girlfriend Laura, she saved us. She's like, "Do you need any help with anything?" I was like, "Yeah, we have 350 t-shirts, so we got to put in bags right now. Would you help out with that?"
Yeah.
We don't need to do. It's either like just throw the t-shirts out or stuff the bags beforehand. We have to just fine tune that process. That was exhausting.
I also think I got the most stressed with like when people were supposed to go on and off and like getting their intros dialed in. Like
Yeah, it's always hard to do
God,
styling intros.
I'm like sitting at the stairs pointing at Rundy like start cue beast mode next, and then I'm like looking down at Bio. I'm like beast mode is coming up. Like you're about to go on.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's
I was like, holy shit! I was so
Stressful day
stressed
of.
out at that point. Andrew and I also just. You guys weren't. You were at your pregame, but Andrew and I absolutely botched the. I botched it. I'll take the full responsibility.
Oh, we did a little speech before bio, just to like let everyone know Backpocket's behind the scenes, pulling the strings.
Welcome to Boatchella.
Welcome to
type thing.
Boatchella,
Yeah.
third year run and whatever. And Deck, the hour beforehand, comes up to me and goes, "Here's our script, man. I'm going to have you grab the mic. You're going to start. You're going to say, 'Welcome to the Roaring 20s. I'm going to say a little something. And then you're going to go back and talk about how we have this box downstairs where we're taking new names. And Coachella gave us a cease and desist, XYZ.
Mm-hmm.
Deck grabs the mic, goes, "Welcoming to the Roaring 20s.
Just steals your line.
And
right
then
away.
goes on to just talk for the next 10 minutes, takes all of my lines and hands me the mic. And I'm like, all right, dude.
It was
Thank you.
fucked. Worst friendship move of all time. I panicked. I was like so sad. I'm like, I bombed. I bombed in my big moment.
You're just smiling at me.
Andrew, what did you do?
I just started talking about sponsors.
All right.
It was
Man
like,
paw.
all right, man paw.
Just
Man
when in
paw.
doubt, throw in man paw. You're
Dude.
good.
Do you guys have a man paw?
I did.
I tried it. So I walk downstairs and I see like a huge like bin of them.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I like see a worker. I was like, yo, can I grab one? Like we're about to go on. And he's like, no. What do you mean? I was like, dude, just let me grab one quick and go on. I'll like pay you later or something. And he's like, no, dude, like get out of here. I was like, God damn it. So I didn't even get to try it at all. I was kind of pissed.
I got one. Someone handed to me one while we
Cool.
were up there, and it
We'll
was
get
good.
you guys
I
a
think
case.
I think I
Yeah.
had the orange one. That was
Yeah.
The orange one. The orange
People-
cream's the best.
My
that
my
was
buddy
it.
said it was really good.
It's
Yeah.
rocking.
And we saw him after. The guy
Who
what was
started
his
it?
name? Yeah,
Kurt, and then there's Matt.
Matt Kallstrom, yeah.
He was like jumping in the water with someone. And
Yes,
Then, and then
yes.
and then like the port or like manager or some shit comes out and just starts grilling him, and he's
Don't be that guy.
like, yeah.
Don't be that guy.
That's
You're
the
not
fun.
that guy.
Swimming around
You're
next to
not
these
that guy.
boats.
Not today, kid. You're not
Yes.
that guy. Yeah, that was hilarious. So, okay, I just want to follow up on that. Did you guys end up getting that shot on that little
Oh, yeah.
boat thing?
Oh yeah,
Dude,
that's gonna
let's
be.
go.
I'm telling you right now, Ben. I mean, and Sam, like all the filmers, but Ben, he's gonna kill this like after movie.
Yeah.
It's gonna be unreal.
Yeah.
The shots
The-
that he sent us a few, and like our friends have too, but those shots are nuts.
They're
With the
nuts.
sun, there's like so many dope like slight leaks. Like the vibes are gonna be unreal.
The
So I'm
FPV.
so fucking pumped to see that.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
the first time I've really seen Sam and Ben in action. Talking to Ben and just briefly, and he's looking at me with his like crazy eyes, and he's like, "I'm an absolute savage with the red. I'm hucking that camera in the crowd." And I love it, dude. Keep it going.
They're
and then
so funny.
they're so funny. And then seeing Sam in the back, Deck was saying how Sam is just like, you guys are just getting the same shots.
Dude,
We need variety.
We need variety.
That was so when they did our music video for Jenny. It's just so funny seeing them because they're twins. If like the listeners don't know that, seeing their dynamic together is so hilarious.
They're
They
just arguing.
grill each other all day, every day. Just like Sam's like, no, we got to do this shot, we got to do that shot, and it's like we're just sitting there like, all right, we'll just let you take this over because we have no idea what you're doing. I mean, then you see the final product and it's like, yeah, that was worth it. 100%.
When you listen to, we did a podcast with them like 2 years ago.
Oh, you did?
And Ben is just like all about the cameras, so chill, has like the funniest like language.
Oh
like,
my god, it's
Ben's
hilarious.
language is incredible.
Yeah.
Like, I need to incorporate his
own diction.
verbiage into ours.
Oh my god, it's so funny.
So funny.
But just like to listen to those two, like Ben will be going off on some camera, and then Sam's gonna be like, "Hey Ben, just so you know, no one knows what you're talking about. So let me contextualize this for you." Like they're so perfect for each other in terms of their business, in terms of their like friendship, brotherhood, all that stuff.
That's
It's
great.
insane.
Yeah, when we were like editing our music video with them, it was like they have their setup at their apartment together is literally just like all this gear, and it's just two monitors, and they just rip back and forth at each other, just side by side, just do this. We have this tomorrow. I was like, you guys must be the most stressed.
They're like
people
staying up
ever.
all night editing our music video, and then they're like waking up at 6 a.m. the next day to go do like a different shoot, and just
They're hustlers.
Yeah.
Those boys are insane.
Well, they can't sit on any footage, too, because they have another project and another project.
yeah, it's easy to get backed up on.
Yeah. I want to say thank you, too. So Sam and Ben and the Brodsky Productions, thank you. Scott and Garrett, awesome
G-Man.
photos. G-Man,
Oh, yeah.
those things rocked. Guys on our end, Jordy Lundell and Marcus being there, thank you. And then the production team that you guys brought as well, with Tyler being there, was awesome.
Yeah, his brother, huge help.
Huge help.
Tyler was huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Allie too. We haven't seen her photos yet, but she actually got a video of the umbrella flying off the top. So she's our lucky person that actually grabbed that for us. Yeah, and then obviously like Unreal, Michael Jordan, founder of them. Like most of the time when you dial in like a sponsor or something, it's like you hop on a call, tell them what you're looking for, give them the price breakdown of what you're offering and all this different stuff. And then like Michael Jordan's kid's so busy, he Unreal, and he works with Barstool. All the Barstool golf shirts and everything is all Unreal stuff.
That's nuts.
Kid's busier than shit. We never
Foreplay and Spit and Chicklets
Foreplay
has their own collaboration with Unreal.
Let's go.
Yeah.
It's sick. So
Massive.
and he's a St. Paul kid, grew up in White Bear, whatever. Just became good friends with them through the podcast. But we never like had a call with him. We just texted him like, "Hey, are you interested in like a Boatche title sponsorship?" He sends us his pitch on what he think would work. He's like, "I'll give T-shirts to everyone. If there's any other title sponsors that want T-shirts, I'll get it for them."
Yeah.
Like, just get me
Those
your
are
design.
unreal quality.
They're
Unreal.
unreal
Unreal.
in the name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the print and everything, like I was stunned at the text at the bottom.
Yeah.
Like this to the smallest detail. Bio is an O with his like lips in there. It's spotless. So Unreal, thank you. Low Fuel with Julian. He had a blast. I know that for a fact.
Yeah.
Can we remember all the sponsors? This is gonna be fun.
We got Wow Spa. So dude, we had a Botox startup company sponsor, and like talking with them after they were just fired up about it.
They had a blast.
They had all kinds of people that they got. Manpaw, obviously deleted Manpaws on that boat, and then
Embrace North.
Embrace North, which such a bummer with
So
them.
we were supposed to have 2 cold tubs on the
Yeah,
boat.
you were pumped about that.
That was like my favorite thing, and it was going to be a huge logistical nightmare with people getting in cold water. But it was so hot, it would have been
It
amazing.
would have been perfect to jump in the
would've
ice.
been great.
So I called Amy, who runs the show with Stillwater Riverboats, a week prior, and I was like, I need 200 pounds of ice and access to water. And she was like, we took measurements and got everything approved, and I think she was just now realizing what we were about to do, and she's like, Andrew, we're not doing that shit on my boat. You could do that. You could do that in the parking lot. You could do that in your backyard. Not on my boat.
Not on my boat.
And I'm like, Amy, come on.
the one like your most excited thing.
Dude, it was like a mom like telling her kid like, "Don't go over there. Not today.
Yeah.
No balls in the house." Like she was like that kind of conversation. I ended up following up with a different calls like, "Amy, I'm not calling about the
ice
tub."
tubs.
She's like, "Good, not on my boat." It's like, okay, anyways.
But Embrace North, we're going to do some more things with them. The Center of Movement. Let's see who
Pedal
else. We got?
Pub.
Pedal Pub.
Which we need to release those promo codes. So Pedal Pub has promo codes for every Boatche attendee. Do you know what Pedal Pub is?
Yeah.
The bike thing.
It's Wells, right?
You're thinking of
That's Pedal Tap.
Paddle Tap.
Tap.
Yes.
That's the Pedal Pub on a boat in Minnetonka.
Okay.
The Pedal Pub is basically like a
Bikes.
bike,
Oh yeah.
a massive
See.
bike
Oh, yeah.
brewery bar thing, and they go on city tours around
Okay.
Minneapolis and St. Paul.
Yeah, I've seen that.
But anyways, they got a discount code for all the individual attendees, and then we have like 6 or 7 group deals where you get 50% off your tour. So
That's sweet.
we'll definitely be sharing that.
We'll definitely be sharing that. And then Freight House, thank you so much for hosting the pregame. Post-game, we didn't execute fully on, but
We
brought
could
a
be
ton of
better
that.
there.
I think people were just gassed.
We were
And I
gassed.
think the main thing is like we got. What time did we get off?
6.
So like, I really enjoyed that because like we could chill and eat food and stuff like that. But
Mhm.
like I think to get the most people to go to the after party, it has to be like a little later.
Yeah, like 10:30.
Yeah.
Like, let people, like,
Oh,
relax.
Let reset and then
Yeah.
do an app.
Yeah.
And then maybe
Interesting.
there's a whole new wave of people as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would make sense.
Also, shout out openers. They killed it.
Yes, DJ Rundy.
Rundy.
That
and
guy
Bio.
was amazing.
I went to the same high school as him.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna
Mhm.
ask how you guys knew him because you guys were like, "Hey, book this
Yeah.
guy." And we're like,
It-
"Next question."
The first time I was like ever DJing, I was like, I knew he had a board and I had like a shitty, like the smallest one you can get, and his was like a little bit nicer, and I was like playing. That was when I was like opening for like Skyway stuff. It was like the CDJs that we use basically, but he had one that was pretty similar to that, and I was like, dude, like I'm just getting into DJing. I need to come over to your house and use it. So like, full circle. I haven't like hung out with him much since, but like he was at the beginning there, and then comes back and opens up and kills it. So
that
cool.
guy was. I mean, he's so good.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
People were so impressed. Like, dude, this guy. He played like such sick tropical house vibes
Yeah.
to
Tropical
start.
House.
Like,
I didn't even
perfect.
think about like tropical house in the boat. Like what a good combo.
Right?
Like that was he knew exactly what to play, and yeah, it was sick.
right.
Mhm.
That's why
And
I
then
just,
like going into bio, like changing up the vibe a little bit, but like I was talking to you about, or I don't know, someone, but like not all those people on the boat are like ready to go hard rave and mosh pits and stuff. So like having bio on there, and like he's really great at crowd control.
yes.
He's a performer.
He's a performer. His
Yes.
music's
Yeah.
dope. He's super talented, like on the mic and stuff like that. Like, so having that little transition into him, having his full set was great, and then
Mhm.
going back into like ours with more harder.
Yeah, that little 15-minute break in between
Yep.
our sets too, I think got people.
That's what's sick about the whole like Coachella theme. Like Coachella, there's all types of music there.
Yes.
You guys captured the exact same.
dude. That's
Yeah.
thank you. That's
Yeah.
exactly what we were trying
Yeah.
to go for.
So
man.
we were debating, Rundy, thank you so much. The thing we were debating to start was having a band to
Mhm.
really throw it, because it's not one vibe meets all. It's we're
Yeah.
gonna bring a collaboration here and make this a festival.
Yeah.
So we were like, can we pull off a band? Can we have like the only thing that we kept on running into is like, where are we gonna put the guitars and the
Mhm.
drum
Like,
set? Like,
so much. If you bring
Yeah.
a full like live band, the production just increases a lot.
yeah. So then we X-nayed that, but filled it with bio and took it to the Mars.
yeah, I mean,
Shout out Bio for like, we didn't have our equipment was not great for him, but he still.
that
made
was
it.
a big stress to start.
he made it
I
happen.
I came down to him at one point. He was just hanging out on the first floor, and I was like, "Hey, did you get sound checked dialed in?" He goes, "No, man, I didn't get sound checked dialed in at all." And I was like, "That's not good." He's like,
I know,
"I
I
think
felt bad.
everybody kind of has an idea, but like, people were just all busy doing other stuff." So then
Mhm.
I brought him up there, got him in front of the right people, just like, "Hey, is the wireless mic set up? Yes, yes, no, no. Okay, can we fix like?" He's like, "Basically, the only thing I needed was EQ and compression." I was like, "Okay."
Yeah.
Knowing you knew it, I just went right to you. I was like,
Yeah.
"Hey, can we help this guy get
Mhm.
dialed in?" And
Mm-hmm.
we handled it. But
Yeah.
Bio's a trooper, man.
Oh,
he was so perfect for that opener set because of how good he is with crowd control.
Yep.
Like,
Yeah,
Yep.
the guy just gets it.
that was sick.
And then another, so we asked you guys the average quality question. Another Twinsick thing I want to tap into is what's in your guys' back pocket. So we talk about these high pressure situations, and pressure can turn into stress real quick, and anxiety can rise. What do you think you guys have in your back pocket to help overcome these situations?
I don't know. I think
like I just put a lot of pressure. Like we obviously want to be the best we can at what we do. So I feel like putting pressure on ourselves early on really helps with that, and just trying to set this expectation of we have a vision of what this event and what this is going to look like. We're going to go in and like put that vision through. And
Yeah, we were confident like in our set too. Like we knew that we had stuff like ready to go. So
Yeah, trust in yourself.
yeah,
Yeah, like we'd spend a lot of time with preparation. We've had these, like our set we've been building for like a year now, probably a little over that. And we just try to keep making it better and better. So, but that, again, the expectation part of,
I think preparation, really.
Preparation.
Preparation.
Is probably,
That's awesome. Like, and again, we've said it earlier and we'll say it again, but like, it's hard to like really explain to someone that the type of preparation that goes into like an event like Boatche, but even going down to the set that you guys put together, or even like the sound of like a Jenny or any of these types of moments, the preparation you need to put together a set for Nice Hair in a limited amount of time. There's all these different moments where it's like, when you're called upon, it's time to freaking go. And you're never going to be able to prepare entirely like for that pressure situation, like the Chainsmokers event. But like, you've been doing this since you were 16. You guys have been together since 2019. Like, you guys were made for this moment. You guys know this intuitively of how to get some of these stuff done. And that's why I think you guys are phenomenal.
Yeah. Also too, like preparation, you guys were like ahead of the game on this too, like hitting us up back in March. And
that's another big thing about, sometimes we get hit up like really late for events and stuff, and it's like
it's just a scramble.
You guys were the first time though that we've ever been able to like
make the announcement that tickets are live and these are
and here's your headline act.
Sick.
That's awesome.
Usually it's like people can't commit or whatever until the very like last month, 6 weeks out. But having you guys like attached to Boatche right away was another reason why we were able to sell it out 40 days plus in advance.
Yeah, it was awesome.
And it was cool to see like your guys' dedicated crowd on the boat there. I mean, they had bought tickets forever ago, but like that helps the environment so much too, because like you got a bunch of people who thought Twinsick was DJ Rundy, and then all of a sudden now we got like you guys up on the stage, like, get your fucking hands up, holy shit, this is Twinsick. And then like the fact that the cool part about the pregame, and I still go to it, is like when it was go time, you guys just brought all 40 people up to the top, and it was like, it's time to ride.
That's what another thing, we run with like a pretty big crew to like all our Minnesota local stuff, which is fun for us. Like we have all our homies out there, but
sometimes it gets stressful.
I
can imagine.
There's some liabilities in the crowd.
Oh yeah, we love everyone, but it's just sometimes it's like we need to focus on our show right now.
No shit. No, I agree, man.
And talking about homies, and I just really want to touch on this. I don't want to go into a lot of specifics, but the Backpocket lost a great friend, a brother, this past weekend. Our first ever intern at the Backpocket, Sam Schneeman, ended up passing away yesterday. I'm not going to go into specifics, but I just wanted to say, Sam, we love you. All the love and prayers to your family, and thank you for what you did with us. I mean, we recorded over 50 podcasts with this kid. He became a best friend and took us to places that we never thought possible. The last great memory I had with him was Game 7 down in Lower St. Paul at Tom Reed's, watching the Minnesota Wild. And, I'm not from the city. I've never been the biggest hockey person, but he came on the podcast and was always talking about the high school tournament and how pumped up he got for it. And he knew all the specifics, all the people. And so much love, Sam. So much love, dude.
Yeah, prayers to the whole Schneeman family. That's a sad deal. And I had the chance to meet him a few times, and he was a good kid.
Seriously.
Really good kid.
Such a tragedy, dude, honestly. But, I mean, I always try and spin it positively, honestly, and like a couple things just so people know. Like the first, you guys will love this because you know Josh Moe. So the first time we ever met Sam, he DM'd us, was like, "Hey, you guys do internships, blah blah blah." Like, and we're like, "Yeah, sure. You want to just come on a pod, like come do your interview in podcast form?" And then like we're like, "Oh, by the way, like we're looking for someone to like help shoot video because like we need more intimate shots and stuff." And he's like, "Oh, I got my buddy who's friends with Luke, Josh Moe, like he'll come along with and we'll do this interview." And so they showed up like basically so we used to have our studio in our house in this small little room, and he came up, we did a podcast together, and there's this video, I'll post it later. He says the word like 37 times in 54 seconds.
Oh my god.
We have a like counter dinging every
single time, and like that kid's influence, like, I know he fucking hates this, but like that kid had some serious pull in this city, like just from people who fucking loved him.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And the city's hurting right now because
Yeah.
of that. And I mean, another cool thing too was he was living in Arizona, so him and I were starting to hang out a ton. And him and another guy, Jake Alar, I don't know if you know him, but he went on a 5-day trip, slept in their cars every day. Him and Sam and this kid went to Yosemite, went to Sequoia, all these amazing places, like kind of in that Pacific Northwest, like looked like the coolest time ever. And then they met up with me in San Diego, and we were just going to hang out on the beach for the day. And I know one of my buddies just happened to be coming back from a lacrosse tournament, has like 8 surfboards, wetsuits, the whole 9 yards in a VW van, and we all went surfing together.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Last time I saw him.
That's great.
Seriously,
memory.
like I'm gonna fucking cry. Like that was fucking insane.
Yeah.
That's
But
crazy.
anyways, don't want to get too emotional. Just like
Yeah, I just
he
want.
went out on top, dude. Like seriously.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to get on we don't have to overkill and talk about it too much, but it's just important to appreciate who's around you at all times.
Yeah.
Like we're sitting here today cherishing what we accomplished on Saturday. I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful.
Yeah. Us too.
Yeah, being in this circle, and I said the positive vibes on the boat. I mean, that's just replicated in between the 1-to-1 of everyone I'm surrounded by. And
Everyone.
you guys are sharing the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
We're trying to help each other. We're trying to help each other win and have a great time doing it. And Sam was a pivotal thing in paving the way for us.
Seriously,
yeah.
he was. It's pretty crazy. But Yamhouse said this a while ago, and I'll never forget about this. Lead singer's name's Lawrence. Cool dude. You guys should meet him sometime.
Yeah.
Or Yamhouse in general. But he's like, us pioneers got to stick together.
There you
Like
go.
the guys who are really hustling, the guys who are really just doing this kind of preparation stuff to put out a show, to do all the shows that you guys are trying to do in the future, to what you've done in the past, like that's so unique and specific and worthy. And like, I'm just glad that we threw a show together successfully. Like this is friendship for
easily
years to come. And I'm
Yeah.
just stoked that like we were able to put it together, honestly.
Yeah, I think we work well together too.
We
And
do.
Like everything we did on that was.
We had the same vision throughout the whole thing. I feel
Yes.
like so.
Meeting on the boat in like just before the 4th of July or whatever date that was.
Yeah.
I was like, just that was the first time meeting you guys in person. I was
That
like,
was
this is it.
Yeah.
We're in this thing together.
We-
Oh, yeah.
And
we
we're
had
for the
that
right
same-
reasons.
We had that
Yeah.
same feeling too. So
Yeah.
we're like, these guys are gonna kill it. We're gonna have a good time.
Yeah.
Yes.
God. It's so
Should I ask any final questions?
Dude, I guess one question that we'd have for you guys. So we're a production company now. We're basically we're trying to pivot into a full-time gig at some point for us.
Mm-hmm.
This is gonna be our first hire right here,
Hell yeah.
Marcus. Our goal is to pay this
Shout
man
out.
full-time at some point
Shout
very
out.
soon. Who do you think we should, if there's someone or some concept of a podcast or someone you think should have a podcast, who do you think that would be?
So like a guest on this? Or?
It could be a guest, but we're trying to produce other people's podcasts,
Okay, cool.
and like we do with Straight Candid, like we do with the Date Night podcast,
Yep.
Adam Thielen's
Adam
podcast.
Thielen's podcast. Like
Yep.
we got people who are coming into the podcasting forefront.
I'm a big fan of like influencers, stuff like that. Like not but like entertainers having
You're a
their,
big influencer guy.
Well, no. I don't want to be put into that label. But like for example, like I'm a big fan of like David Dobrik's podcast.
oh yeah,
So I think it's cool when like artists or like creators or anything like that have a podcast, for example, where they like show into their
Different parts of life.
like personal lives and
Yeah.
stories that you
Mhm.
don't hear on whatever content they make. I think that's really cool because it makes you really like attached and feel like you're part of their like family or whatever.
right.
So I think it'd be cool if you guys like found someone who like is like big and has a following and then produced their podcast and showed their personal life and
locally,
stuff
like Minneapolis
Yeah.
based or whatever.
Yeah. And then
Yeah.
you both grow together.
Mhm.
When they get bigger, you get bigger.
Oh, dude. I mean
That's the model.
that's definitely the model because
yeah.
I mean, we were talking about Color Daddy earlier.
Yeah.
2 girls talking about their lives, just shooting the shit pretty organically.
Yep.
I mean, our 2 friends, Sydney K and
They've
Sophie.
been killing it too. We've seen their stuff.
Yeah, they came on back-to-back episodes, 256, 257, like episodes.
Mm-hmm.
And then like 3 months later, we were like, dude, you two should start a podcast together. It would pop off. they started in October. 6 months later, they're top 100, top 20
Hell yeah.
in comedy on Apple Podcasts.
It's
So
nuts.
it's
Bud Light's seltzer sponsorship.
just extended us throughout the rest of the year.
Yeah.
Bad day to be a Bud Light seltzer.
Yeah.
There you go.
But yeah, to your point, dude, like
I don't know who, but find some. I mean, any big creator that's looking to get into that.
I know. No, that's the model, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because
Totally
then they bring
model.
their organic audience too, and there's that traction already.
Yep.
And then we show the quality. And the
Yep. I
production
mean, you
value.
guys, your
Yeah.
production value is insane. Like you
Thank
guys
you.
killed it with that. So
Mhm.
Thank you.
Another
Appreciate
thing
it.
too, like music people, I would say anyone in that industry, like people, they see them on stage, but they don't get to know their story unless they're big enough to have like the documentary on them or something. But
Right.
Well, I had a
I'd say-
concept a while ago that I was thinking through. It would be like the podcast would be called like the green room, and it would basically be like this, but in a green room before.
that's insane. You have to do that.
yeah,
100%.
Yeah, and it would basically because we have all the mobile equipment, and like I've always noticed, like when you talk to the managers, because we used to try and get like Grizz and all these different people when they'd come into like the armory, we were like, hey, you guys want to do a podcast? And they're always like, hey, we never have time, like blah blah blah. And I know they have time in the green room, so I was like, dude, how fun would it be if
Doesn't
we
even
could
have
just
to be that
shoot
long.
15
either.
minutes, dude.
Yeah.
Mhm.
ask some fun questions, just like try and feed into the moment, right? Because they're going to be nervous, trying
Yeah.
to stay loose. Like last thing you want is being asked hard-hitting questions.
Yeah.
So I was thinking like the concept
dope.
of this, it's called the green room, and just
That's
Yeah.
fucking sick.
That's
record with
really
artists
sick.
before they go on.
that's
Yeah.
It'd
huge.
be kind of cool, right?
I mean, yeah.
That's really
Hit
cool.
up
Yeah, I
the
mean,
armory.
the only thing I would say is figuring out the audio like leaking over from the music part before like the openers. But
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, I'm
It
sure
gets
Oh,
pretty- it
sure.
gets
A
pretty
loud
loud.
green room.
loud greener might
Green
be
rooms can
tough,
get
but
pretty loud.
And all of these chords we got to figure out. It's a chords nightmare here.
Chord
yeah.
nightmare.
Do it in a closet. Find a closet in there and do it. Do it in the bathroom.
Actually, that's all it would really take.
Yeah, no, that's a cool idea for sure.
Sick.
Right on.
Okay, so final question. It's a very present moment question.
Mm-hmm.
What time did you guys wake up this morning? This is part of the question, but
8:15.
nice. We were like 7:30.
7:30,
I think you
you
were
had to take-
abruptly woken up at 7.
Yeah, you had to take your buddy to the
45.
airport.
So from the time you woke up this morning to the time we're recording this podcast, what have you learned today so far? It's like 9 o'clock on a Monday for the listeners, by the way.
Let's see.
I just learned that I need to have better time management. I mean,
What do you mean, dude? I think you guys showed up at a reasonable time.
Yeah. We were talking to each other before this. We're like, are we gonna make it here? Like, should we see if they want to push it back
Yeah,
a little
I
bit?
mean, I'd say. Today. Overall, like throughout the weekend, just talking about it today is just like believe in your friends and like believe in a vision, like for like and like obviously everything went as planned, and re-talking over that today. It just kind of brought it back into my memory of how good this weekend went. And
Yeah.
Yeah. I think locals supporting locals and making it a bigger thing is a big step.
yeah,
100%.
winning together.
Mhm.
Because everyone starts out on a very local level. That I heard I don't know who said it, but like the people that make it have their group of friends that really believe in them and support them, and they grow with their friends, and then they just make it into the big scene. So,
Yeah,
and I think that, like, for example, this stuff, we both believe in each other, so we do what we can
It's
to
no brainer.
make it bigger.
100%. Yeah,
It's crazy too to think about how like it's cool to see the intimacy of like what a Boatchella is, right?
Yeah.
You guys will play Coachella someday. You guys will play Lollapalooza someday at these massive crowds with hundreds of thousands of people like
Yeah.
going nuts, right? But like there's a specific vibe and like a specific feel of just like being with your boys and your friends
best.
on a boat with 350
In your
people.
backyard.
In your backyard. You can't replicate anything like that.
No,
and I
no,
think
no.
that's the coolest part is like Boatchella is just like kind of a massive reunion to a certain degree.
yeah.
And Coachella can never take that from us, dude.
They'll never, ever.
That's right. Call it whatever you want. It's
Yeah.
just a massive reunion where we
Yep.
throw down.
Yep.
Oh, boys, thank you so much for hopping on the mics today.
It was
That
a
was
blast.
sick.
Yeah, rehashing the event, documenting it. We'll listen back to this 3-4 years from now and be like, shit.
This was the
Yeah.
start of the
Something
takeoff.
big.
Yep.
Yeah.
This was the runway.
Yes.
Yeah, thank
we
you guys
go.
for having us at Boatchella. It
Yeah.
was cool to become friends, and it was a sick event, and
For real.
we're never gonna forget that
Yeah,
first
no
show
shit.
back in over a year, and couldn't have gone any better.
Hell yeah.
Seriously. Right on,
It
man.
was awesome.
Well, thanks, boys.
Yeah,
Yes, thank
Love
you
you
boys.
both.
thank you
Yeah.
guys.
Love
Thank
you
you.
guys.
Love you.